A high level of training and skills are backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. So whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new cooling system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Schedule an appointment today. For a dealer near you, visit BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season, and we're kicking it off with a free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset Smoothie for National Flip-Flop Day on May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. And it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey there, I'm Phil Briggs, Navy veteran and host of CBS Eye on Veterans weekly radio show and podcast. And over the years, I've loved sharing military stories with my neighbor Greg, a battle-tested former Army Ranger. He's a barbecue master and always welcomes us over. As it's Military Appreciation Month, Navy Federal Credit Union wants all active duty, veterans, and family to know that they're always eligible to join. Because at Navy Federal, our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Heather Bosch. A longtime and influential former member of Congress has died. CBS's Matt Piper reports.
Charles Rangel was the last surviving member of the Gang of Four, the black group known as the first to break down race and class barriers, cutting paths for others to follow. Born in Harlem, Rangel was a member of the House for 46 years and a founding member of the Congressional Black Caucus. The Korean War vet was an opponent of the Iraq War.
Today you have to decide whether or not you want this war to continue and how many people have to die before it is stopped.
He retired from Congress in 2017. Charles Rangel was 94. Matt Piper, CBS News, New York.
On this Memorial Day, President Trump is honoring service members who made the ultimate sacrifice to our country.
Today, we lift you up and we hold you high. Thank you, thank you, thank you for giving America the brightest light in your lives. It's what you've done.
Ceremonies are being held across the country. Reporter Bruce Marcus is in Wisconsin.
In Three Lakes, Wisconsin, Memorial Day features a solemn procession to the local cemetery. It's a chance to remember hometown heroes who died defending our freedom.
We have a number of people, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, that sacrificed their lives.
My family has been in the military, and we've lost people, and it's the right thing to honor.
Bruce Marcus for CBS News, Three Lakes, Wisconsin.
President Trump says Russian President Vladimir Putin has gone, quote, absolutely crazy. This follows Russia's biggest aerial attack on Ukraine since the start of the invasion. CBS's Scott McFarland.
After months of trying to broker a ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia, President Trump has given that very rare direct rebuke of Vladimir Putin. With the Kremlin suggesting President Trump is emotionally overloaded.
Just in the UK, Liverpool police say a driver has been arrested after crashing a vehicle into a crowd of fans celebrating a soccer victory. Injuries are reported. Memorial Day weekend air travel hit a bit of turbulence as storms in parts of the country caused delays. This passenger at the Dallas-Fort Worth airport is taking it in stride.
With travel, you have to be fluid. So, is it surprising? You'd hope not, but they do what they can.
AAA estimates about 45 million people are traveling this holiday weekend. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at Progressive.com. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
I'm Tom Hutler. Protesters clashed with Seattle police at dueling rallies Saturday in Cal Anderson Park. Police arrested 23 people, various charges, including assault and obstruction. The rally was organized by On Fire Ministries. It sparked opposition from activists protesting under the theme, Keep Your Bibles Off Our Bodies. Members from both groups spoke with KIRO 7 TV.
We're here to unite, for trans youth. We're here to unite for human rights.
We don't agree that there are more than two genders. And so we came with a message. If you want freedom, you can have it in Jesus Christ.
Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell condemned the rally, calling it a deliberate provocation in the heart of the city's LGBTQ+ community. Tomorrow, one of our state's U.S. representatives from Jayapal will hold a town hall for Burien and Normandy Park residents, a chance for them to receive updates and ask questions about Jayapal's work in the other Washington. It'll be at Highline School Theater from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. On this Memorial Day, several events happening across Western Washington. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin at the Garden of Remembrance in Seattle.
Today, several people will participate in the ceremony to celebrate courage, sacrifice, and welcome closure. Signed up to speak or perform are high-ranking former service members, veterans advocates, and current ROTC members. This year's ceremony is specifically honoring Army Private First Class Gordon Larson. Ceremony officials say he was taken prisoner during World War II in the Philippines in 1942, but his body was just accounted for last year.
Your KIRO Newsradio forecast: clouds, some sun breaks, and highs in the mid-60s for the wrap-up to the Memorial Day weekend. I'm Tom Hutler, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hey, welcome to the Jake and Spike Show. This is a special episode. This is a best of. We are taking the 3-day weekend off to spend some time with our families and observe the Memorial Day weekend. We hope that you guys have a wonderful holiday. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Enjoy the show.
It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome to the show. I'm Jake Skorheim, sitting alongside Spike O'Neill.
Hey, brother.
Spike, happy Tuesday. That was a nice woohoo.
I'm a happy chappy.
You are a happy guy today. You seem upbeat. You're looking svelte.
Thank you. I feel it. I'm feeling good, man.
You're looking good. A lot of stuff to get to.
There is tons. Great stories today.
Tons of great stories. Starting right off, street racing. People talking about street racing. Everybody's doing it. Well, not everybody, actually. They're cracking down on it.
They are
SPD
cracking down
is finally cracking down.
Because everybody's talking about it.
Because everybody's talking about it.
Because we're tired of this.
Absolutely, we're tired of it. Even though it sounds kind of cool. Doesn't it sound cool? I get it.
There's an element. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And this is why. They've celebrated it. Right?
You watch these films? You watch these? There's like 20 of them.
I saw a little bit of first couple of them. I'm not a great driver.
You don't have to be a great driver to enjoy the film.
I didn't know that. It's not a how-to?
It's not a how-to?
Okay.
No, you can watch any Fast and Furious movie from the comfort of your couch. You don't even have to be in a car to watch it.
It's the characters, the backstories, right? That's what makes them. You can't just have 9 films of them going fast in the street.
No.
It's not enough there.
It's about fam.
About fam? About keeping it 100? Is that where it starts?
Yeah, it's about fam.
Right?
That's right.
Okay, cool.
It's absolutely about fam. Let's see, how many of these things are there? There's like 8 of them. 13? There's 13 Fast and Furious movies?
Well,
Is that right?
They made a Christmas movie, a Fast and Furious Christmas.
Fast and Furious, right? A very special Christmas.
a very Fast and
that
Furious
can't be
Christmas.
Right. There's not 12. Let's see. Fast and Furious came out in 2001, and we're talking about street racing, so that's why we're naming these.
Santa's Sleigh,
Santa's Sleigh and Furious. There's Furious Knows Best. That was good when the one got married, right?
Or Vin Diesel accidentally kills Santa Claus and has to become Santa Claus for the holiday.
Father of the Furious.
Father of the Furious.
Kind of a Father of the Bride take.
Right.
Giving his child away.
And it's the cost of racing just drives him over the top. Steve Martin was a guest in that one, I believe. Yeah.
There's 13 of these movies. I understand why people are doing it. They make it look very exciting. The Rock is in them?
The Rock's in them? Yeah, of course. They went by so fast.
They went by so fast.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, a good joke.
We try.
All right. There is, so the street racing thing, this got a lot of attention because SPD put out this thing saying there was a bunch of street racers, like 100 people, 100 cars. Think about it. That's a big street racing community, 100 cars. And because of increased patrols and because of community involvement also, they were able to get rid of these street racers. And apparently this was happening over the weekend. Listen to this. SPD, Seattle Police Department, increased neighborhood patrols and deployed special response teams. We'll talk more about that in a second, what I think that might mean.
Okay, keep going.
They were loitering near the 3500 block, First Avenue South.
There's your sign.
Yep, where officers say a nearby rave had gathered a large crowd. The SPD Community Response Group quickly cleared the area using loudspeakers. What kind of music do you think they were playing?
Ooh, country western.
Country western?
I don't know, man.
I might do it.
I'd
stay for that. I'd stay. If I was street racing, I heard some Riley Green, I'd be like,
sure,
this is nice.
some new age country. Is that the right terminology?
Yeah, new country, sure. But the police were able to get rid of them, and they said by 1 a.m., all racing activity had ended. SPD says the coordinated response helped maintain order and prevent the street racing from escalating. I had a suggestion, what was this, just a couple months back, and I think they probably took me up on it.
I was going to say.
We solved this.
It sounds like they've got a man on the inside.
I think they do. What does this mean here? Do you think they listen to us? They said crackdown illegal street racing, a special response team. Deployed a special response team. What does that mean? Special response team.
Well, I think I'm not sure if they just got smart enough to get a fake social media account and infiltrate the community that way. Because that's the main way these guys they don't put up flyers on telephone poles like they
not
did
much
in my day.
Anymore. Yeah,
they do it through social.
Sure.
And when you see a crowd of 100 gathering, you kind of know, and you're there. You got the special team ones inside.
They'll have those little tear-offs in their pocket. The flyer said,
"Yeah, right." Say, want to see a race? Take this home, right?
Yeah, I do.
They got somebody on the inside.
I think they did. I made the suggestion on the air. I said somebody
you volunteered.
Well, I didn't volunteer. I don't think I'm equipped to do it. I don't fit in with cool kids.
Have you? You think so?
I think you're cooler than I am. I think you could fit in better than I could.
Yeah, if they want me to buy them beer.
No.
That's why they want me around. Who's picking up the check at Dick's Burgers at 1 o'clock when the racing's over?
Well, no, you do have large pockets with the money, which is nice, which they would like. But I do think there is a way that you could probably infiltrate. Like if they're looking for more of these special response teams.
Okay.
I suggest that you figure out how to. Have you seen that Steve Buscemi meme where he's dressed up like a teenager?
Yes.
It says, "Hello, fellow teens."
Skateboard.
And he's got a skateboard over his shoulder.
Yeah, you know it.
What's that from? What TV show is that from? Was that 30 Rock or something?
Yes, I think so. I don't want to misquote.
I don't know. I don't know where that meme is from. It's a funny one. Everyone knows it. They've seen it.
Buscemi's the greatest.
He's the best, but I think that you could infiltrate that underworld, that street racing
Interesting.
world. I don't know exactly how you do it, but
would I have my Pop's 52 DeSoto that I'd supercharged?
Yeah.
Like from a Happy Days episode,
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to wear young clothing too?
Sure.
Young clothing.
I got lots of baggy shirts.
I was going to say baggy shirts.
Tons.
Baggy pants is a thing again now with teenagers.
I used to have I don't know how I say this politely. Used to have a nice tuchus.
Yeah.
In my day when I was a skateboarder.
You were a skateboarder?
I lived on a skateboard and I was very physically fit.
Sure, you have to be.
But now, as I've become sedentary,
okay,
my pants naturally just fall off my body.
That's also part of the look.
That's right. See, it's already built. I don't have to fake that.
You don't have to fake that.
I got that swagger. That
I think if you put on
droop.
What do they call it?
I don't know.
You said a droop?
A droop. I think that's what I call it.
Yeah. Well, if you say it with confidence, they'll believe that you're part of the group. Anything said in confidence.
That's part of any undercover operation.
Yes.
Is the confidence.
You have to sell it. I think you do have to come up with a name, though. Spike is not a child's name.
Okay.
So you need a teenager's name. I looked up popular teenage names. Cody's on the list.
Right? See, I knew that.
Connor,
Laura, Tyler, Cody.
Connor, Taylor. I didn't see Taylor. I saw Connor. Cody was on there. A lot of C names. Laura, what do you think of these names for Spike? Mateo? I don't know if Mateo's going to work.
You're such a Spike. It's hard.
I'm a little too pale.
He is such a Spike.
To pull Mateo off.
The most popular teenager name, Liam.
Liam?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Be like a Liam, kind of a boy band
If
thing.
I went in as Elon, you think that would be off-putting or engaging?
I think it would stand out, and I think your goal is to not stand out.
You're right there, buddy.
You want to blend in. And I think you're already risking standing out because you're not a teenager.
Right. There's that. I think a clean shave will help.
Yeah.
Take the face hair off.
Clean shave.
Yep.
With a clean shave, you could pass for 18.
Dog years.
I think you should do this. I just think a video of you trying to infiltrate the community with all them looking at you like, what's going on with this guy? What is he doing? Trying to be a teenager. You just carry a skateboard, and that's just street cred.
Yeah.
They're going to go, yeah, this guy's one of us, I guess.
Pair of Vans. Brand new Vans.
Yeah.
Brand new.
If that's what they're wearing.
Sure,
I don't know what they're wearing.
Kids are wearing.
Find out what street racers are wearing, Laura, and let us know. And then Spike will dress up as it, and we'll call SPD. He could be part of these special teams.
I'd love to go. I'd go for a ride along.
Be careful about speeding, though. You see this new law that Governor Ferguson passed?
Thank you.
If you do get caught speeding, there are now repercussions that will stay with you for a lot longer than the speeding ticket will.
Yeah.
They have just passed. He just signed this into law, actually. House Bill 1596.
Yes, one of the 40 he signed yesterday, right?
One of the 40.
Yeah,
Jeez Louise, he's been busy.
Yep.
All right, listen to this. This is House Bill 1596. This is Governor Ferguson signing, and then we'll break it down for you, what it means.
What's behind this bill is, of course, a really simple goal, which is to save lives. And so that the folks who are
This is a speed limiting device in the vehicle.
here with me who've suffered, the most awful loss possible, that they are inspired to work with our legislative leaders to really get this legislation in its first year across the finish line so that no other family has to go through what they've all gone through. I'm honored to sign this important legislation into law. Round of applause to all of you.
Signing, clapping, smiling. So this law, also known as the BEAM Act, that mandates the installation of speed limiting devices. Imagine like a device that you would blow into if you're a person who's caught with drunk driving.
Blow and go, you bet.
Blow and go.
Yep.
This is a speed limiting device. So if you are found guilty of dangerous driving, one of the repercussions now could be that a judge would order you to have one of these devices in your vehicle, which would then penalize you for going certain speeds. And you're not supposed to go over certain speeds. What do you think of this? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's going to help?
I love this. I absolutely love this.
It's called Intelligent Speed Assistance, ISA.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of called a governor when a motor is limited in how fast it can go.
Sure.
Okay. I told you a story that I rented a truck. I was helping a friend move across the country, and it was a brand new truck, and it had a limiter on it that wouldn't let you break the speed limit because it was a commercial rental vehicle.
How much did you love that?
I hated that.
In the middle of Kansas.
Iowa. It took me 18 hours to get across Iowa, where I previously had done it in about 11 because I was speeding like a bandit in the middle of Iowa. I love, but you referenced the breathalyzer, the blow and go, the lock. If you've shown that you can't obey the law and you're a public menace, you are a danger to society, much like a drunk driver, then I think it's appropriate and the state's right to limit how fast you can go in a car. And I was going to ask if is this a Fergalicious moment by our governor, or is this a Turd Ferguson moment by our governor? Because there's a nice poll. I love Como polls. They get the pulse of the people.
Sure.
And I voted. Do you like it's a good idea? Are you against this?
How did you vote?
I voted yes. I voted yes. Yeah. I think if you've shown that you can't control yourself, we'll control you. If you want the right to drive, if you're an abuser, a repeated serial abuser of reckless and dangerous driving, if you want the privilege of driving on the streets and you're going to abide by the guidelines that you've shown us you need, it was 70% said no.
Said they don't like it.
Said don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I know that you don't.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
And it's not because I want to protect these people's rights to drive.
No, of course. You're a man of common sense. Come on.
I don't think that they should be driving at all. That would be my penalization or my penalty for these people.
Okay.
If you've shown that you're a poor driver and you're dangerous and you have excessive speeding and it rises to the level of what do they call us, reckless speeding.
Yeah.
If you're a dangerous person on the road, I don't need you on the road at all. I'm the same way with people who have DUI blowers in their car. I don't need you in your car at all.
Right. Okay. No, that's valid.
If you've lost that privilege, then you're still a giant risk to me.
You should be in the bus. You should be on light rail.
It should be a massive inconvenience to you, and you should not even be in the car. So here's what a couple of the things here. So to rise to the level of getting one of these things, excessive speeding. And excessive speeding, I also think I'm not sure that I would qualify this as excessive speeding. 20 miles per hour over the speed limit. You are excessively speeding.
Ooh.
You are now open to having one of these things installed in your vehicle.
Okay. I'll tell you what, these days you're doing 20 over the speed limit on I-5, you are keeping up with traffic.
It happens almost daily.
I'm daily. Yeah, I can tell you myself, I commit this infraction.
So I think the excessive speeding to me is a little bit restrictive.
Okay. But it's not a first-time offender though, right?
Not a first-time offender.
Okay.
So if you have, I think, 3 or more of these, then you
that's habitual.
But still, you're like you said, you do this daily.
I do it. I tell you what, after a couple times, I'd stop doing it daily.
You would, but when you're going 20 miles an hour over the speed limit in the middle of nowhere, are you endangering somebody else's life?
No, I don't think you are. I don't think you are.
So you would still be able to be locked into one of these things. Nobody else is around. They pull you over. They mandate that they must put this on your vehicle. if you're caught a number of times?
I'm still for it.
You're still for it?
I tell you what, if I get popped twice, doing 80 and a 60, I get ticketed both times, and I'm too stupid to learn that I no longer have the right to keep up with traffic. I've got to drive a little more straighter, a little more narrower.
Okay.
And if I don't do that, then the state can tell me how fast I can drive. If I want to keep driving, if my job dictates that I got it, I'm assuming that these people who have multiple DUIs, who have the blow and go, people who now will have multiple reckless speeding charges, they're the kind of folks who got to do it to get to work.
We all have to
support
get to work.
The family.
We all have to support the family. And none of us make the decision to drive drunk multiple times, so much so they have to put an inhibitor in your vehicle.
I hear you, but I guess these are on a case-by-case basis. Your lawyer makes your plead.
Their ability to show up for work means nothing to me. It's my family in the vehicle. If this person's already not once but twice gotten themselves in a situation where they need to have one of these blowers in their car.
Yeah.
Why are we bending over backwards? These people make bad decisions. They make very bad decisions. They shouldn't have these things. No vehicles for them. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'd like to know what the requirements are for getting one of these blow and goes to start your car when you've had multiple DUIs. Or what's going to be the standard of earning the right to have a governor on your car's a speed restrictor on your car.
Section 13. I went through and I read the bill. Whenever the official records, the Section 13(1)(a), whenever the official records of the department show that a person has committed a traffic infraction for a moving violation on 3 or more occasions within 1 year, which is not crazy, actually, as somebody who's just recently gotten 2 tickets. Me. Or on 4 or more occasions within a 2-year period, the department must suspend the license of the driver for a period of 60 days and establish a period of probation for 1 calendar year to begin when the suspension ends.
Doesn't seem unreasonable.
3 tickets in a year, and you're going to get your license suspended under this new law? 3 speeding tickets, excessive speeding, 20 miles an hour over.
Have
3 of those.
Have your tickets all been 20 over? You said you got a couple tickets in a year, right? They weren't crazy.
Here's the nice thing. I got one. I was going 22 over.
Okay.
And the police officer was nice. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna dock it down to 10."
Right.
Which it's not going to show up as excessive speeding
for moments like this.
For moments like this, which is nice.
Second
so
time
I'm not an excessive speeding.
Second time they're going to do that for you.
Second time I was holding a device, and I'm actually fighting that in court, by the way.
Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah, as you should. But you weren't doing 30 over.
You recently told me a story about getting some speeding tickets. And you got multiple tickets.
6 in a year.
6 in a year.
Yeah.
Okay, your license will be suspended for 1 year.
Didn't get 1 conviction. Not 1.
Well, you hired a lawyer.
That's right.
You had a good lawyer.
I got a good lawyer.
And
none of them, by the way, were excessive, would qualify as excessive speeding. Not one was over 20 miles over the speed limit.
That's a different thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing.
These are people who are habitual dangers to society.
But again, what I'm arguing is why allow them the privilege of driving a vehicle at all?
I'll help you make that argument all day long.
A person may operate if you have one of these devices in your car, according to the bill. This is in Section 2, I believe, heading II. A person may operate a vehicle in excess of the posted speed limit for no more than 3 occasions per month. So they still allow you to speed with these things, and I don't understand how that works. If it's speed limiting, your vehicle shouldn't be able.
This thing I was talking about the truck I was in monitored me from space.
Yeah, but here's what it would do. I guess that's talking about max speed in that area. So, like, if you have a 55 max, it's not following you on individual roads so much. It's going to say, all right, you're on 35 now. So maybe if you're going 40 and a 35, the vehicle can obviously go over 35 miles an hour because you need to be able to drive on the freeway.
Okay.
Maybe that's what they're saying here.
Maybe so. Okay.
Here's another question.
Go ahead.
You're required to have these on vehicles that any vehicle that a person who gets them drives. There's all sorts of problems I have with this. If you are a person who has this problem and you're speeding, but you also share a car with your spouse, how do they turn the machine off when they're in the car?
I don't know if they could.
I don't think they can.
Yeah.
And so are they then bound by those same laws? Now you're infringing on their rights?
What we need is an ankle lock. An ankle lock that will not let your ankle go past a certain degree.
How's about we just don't let these people drive if they're dangerous on the road? Yeah, get them a bus pass.
No, you want to go even further than this. I like that.
No,
I like that idea.
No, I don't want to limit the vehicles. But
No. You want to keep them off the road.
I want to keep them off the road.
Yeah, I like that.
If
that's
they're
even more. That's even safer.
Drunks.
Right.
Or if they're recklessly driving and hurting people.
Right.
Then suspend their license.
Yeah, no, you've won me over.
I don't like these things. I don't like them a bit. All right. We got a lot more to talk about. I'd love your thoughts on that. 888-973-5476. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Honoring the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice this Memorial Day. While celebrating with friends and loved ones, take a few moments to remember and reflect that we remain the home of the free because of the brave. Reverently celebrating Memorial Day with you. We are KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames. Because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster. Which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise, there's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
So I formed Davis Law Group about 30 years ago, and I would get, the same questions from people about what to do in the case of an accident. Do you need a lawyer? To the point where I decided that I would at least write a book which would answer the common questions that I would receive as a lawyer. Once I wrote my first book, it proved to be hugely popular. I decided to write then a series of books in different accident cases so that we could really teach people about their rights, how to protect them, and how to decide on whether they need a lawyer and what lawyer to hire. I've found in my career that having a client that is educated and knowledgeable about their particular type of case really helps the client and also usually ends up making the case or the claim more successful. To get your free copy of any of my Washington accident books, visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
When someone hears the words, "You have cancer," it's one of the darkest moments in their life. Light the Night brings light to the darkness of cancer by uniting survivors, patients, and supporters in the cause to end cancer. Friends, families, and coworkers form a community of hope, raising funds in support of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Together, we walk with lanterns held high to light the path to cures. Last year alone, the FDA approved 18 new drug therapies and treatments to treat blood cancers. The impact of LLS-supported research goes beyond blood cancer. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. When we walk, cancer runs. Join the movement to end cancer today. Visit us at lightthenight.org.
Hey folks, John Curley here. One of the best home comfort inventions of recent time, mini split systems. Now you can enjoy efficient heating and cooling while saving energy and reducing utility bills with personalized room comfort. Call my friends at Home Comfort Alliance for a free consultation, and for a limited time, get 18 months same as cash financing on all qualified systems. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com. KIRO.com.
For the news you trust.
Breaking news we are getting.
Experience matters.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Good morning. I'm Heather Bosch.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
We're on YouTube, our app, and 97.3 FM.
An Australian hiker travels to the American West to walk a wilderness trail.
Wasn't afraid to be out on his own.
But Eric Robinson vanished in the high Uinta Mountains.
I remember thinking, Eric, what were you thinking, mate?
I'm Dave Cawley. Join me on my podcast, Uinta Triangle, where I travel the world to answer the question, what happened to Eric Robinson? Follow Uinta Triangle. That's UINTA Triangle on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
Guys, thinking about testosterone replacement therapy? Revive Men's Health can help you get started if you're ready to book your free T-check. Visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. That's Revive, REVIBE, menshealth.com.
My name is Carlos, and I'm a Cub Scout. I'm here to talk to you today about becoming a scout like me. Cub Scouts get badges for doing fun activities, and we make friends. Scouts go camping, climbing, and fishing, and swimming together. We play sports and go to parades. Scouts also help people and become the best versions of themselves. Visit bascout.org to find a pack near you, get any questions answered, and sign up for Cub Scouts online.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training, and skills are backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. So whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new cooling system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Schedule an appointment today. For a dealer near you, visit BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
With over 20 new home communities throughout the Puget Sound area, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. Learn more at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS4KIDS.
Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
I'm Tom Hutler. President Donald Trump spoke at the annual Memorial Day ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery today.
These warriors, and that's what they are, as great, great warriors, picked up their mantle of duty and service, knowing that to live for others meant always that they might die for others. They asked nothing for it.
Seattle police arresting 3 men they're believed responsible for a triple homicide in Pioneer Square earlier this month. Here's Detective Eric Munoz with Seattle Police.
2 of these suspects are currently in King County Jail for 3 counts of investigation of murder and 1 count of investigation of assault. The 3rd suspect was booked on a DOC escape warrant.
A judge set bail at $5 million for the 2 men suspected of murdering 3 people, critically injuring a 4th victim. Over the weekend, SPD filled Pioneer Square with officers at bar closing time. In South Pierce County, a deadly collision involving an SUV and a motorcycle. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports it happened last evening at about 5:30 on 152nd Street East.
Sheriff's investigators say the SUV drifted into oncoming traffic, hitting the motorcycle head-on, killing the driver, and a passenger was also thrown. The SUV continued down the road, taking out street signs and a fire hydrant before coming to a stop.
And Molly Moon's Homemade Ice Cream officially opening its newest ice scoop shop on the Seattle waterfront. The new location features a covered patio, making it an ideal stop for ferry riders, tourists, and locals alike. This marks Molly Moon's 10th location in Western Washington. It's 7th in Seattle. Now your KIRO News Radio forecast. Clouds and sun breaks this afternoon, a high into the mid-60s. I'm Tom Hutler, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. We got a lot to talk about. And to do that, we're going to use our voices. Sometimes people think sexy voices.
I remember when I could say that.
This is a weird... no, people love your voice.
Yeah, okay.
I heard a lot.
I should do cooking narratives. When I talk about food,
Ooh, yum.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of food are you describing now?
Lava cake.
I actually do love lava cake.
Molten chocolate lava cake.
Woo. Keep going.
For limited time only.
I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes and not see you. But
Where
I want you to
Spike? Where are we?
In a world where fast food dominates, quality cooking has never been a memory. We offer now for your dining pleasure, lava cake.
Is it hot?
I don't know. This is not. This is.
Can I
Laura.
touch the cake?
This is. Don't touch the cake.
Don't touch
Too hot to handle, but delicious.
A little foreplay. Don't touch it. Got it.
But you can smell it.
You can smell it right through the radio.
Oh, you guys stop. I really want lava cake
And then
right
you go
now.
for limited time only.
All right, we're getting
Your actual
weird.
satisfaction may vary.
You can tell it's a Friday.
Yeah, it is. Oh, what a great Friday.
Laura said a really funny thing the other day. She was telling us that did somebody approach you and tell you that this was something you could do, or did they actually offer to hire you to do this? How did this come to you? This new job opportunity, this side hustle opportunity.
Okay, I have approached someone, like a potential mentor from the building, about doing more voice work.
Yeah. Some people do that. They actually they do side work and they make really good money actually in video games and all that kind of stuff.
Money.
Yeah.
And so I was having a conversation, like a little networking call, like, if I wanted to do this, how would I do it? How do you get paid? And where can you do it? Like, what jobs are out there? Very sad. AI has taken a lot of voice acting jobs. So one of my options, I can train AI to like do what we do, which feels ethically weird.
Sure.
Morally gray. And then the other morally gray thing that I could potentially do, if I'm not doing like toothpaste commercial ads, is be someone's AI girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Which does cross kind of a tricky boundary because you would have to. You would know, like you wouldn't be like talking. It's not like you're a phone sex operator. You're not having to.
Can we stick
live
to girlfriend?
In person.
Can we stick to girlfriend?
What do you mean?
It does kind of feel like sex work in a way, though, right?
Well, I'm sure if you're an AI girlfriend, eventually
what
you
would that entail? Somebody who just reads a number of phrases and word sentences, and then that can be used through AI to string together conversations, interactive conversations in real time.
Yeah, kind
with
of like
customers.
Chat GPT, maybe, but like
But with
playing
those soft,
the
sexy
voice.
tones.
Yeah, wow. Isn't that crazy?
You're gonna
That's
steal
the
my
thing.
job,
No, I'm
Spike.
not. Nobody wants this. Trust me. Before we go any further, I want to say that Laura has, Laura. So you talked about doing voice work. You have done voice work on various podcasts that have seen national distribution and been very successful and incredibly skilled.
Thank you.
You've got. I mean, I've been doing this for over 35 years. And I know people who do voice work, who do national voice work campaigns.
Voice sex work?
No. I mean, like, tonight.
Oh, okay.
You'll only need the edge. See those guys. Sunday. I know.
Need the whole seat.
Right. We'll say the whole seat.
Just a
You'll
tiny
only need
corner.
the edge. Right? Okay. There's big money in that, and you've got a national level talent. You really do.
Thank you, Spike.
You've
That's
got
so nice.
because you've got authenticity and sincerity, and I hate not to be sexist, but there are very few talented women in this arena. It's a male-dominated arena.
Okay.
And so when someone approaches you and says your voice work skills could really be put to great monetary use if you're willing to take on these various gray area
Let me ask you a question.
skill sets.
Let me ask you a question. That's a lovely compliment.
I
think it's all
tried.
well-deserved for Laura. She does
Well,
a
I
great
thought you
job.
meant how I softened
And you
it
have a
up.
very nice voice. People do like your voice and they comment on it and they like it.
I get comments on my giggle too, which I imagine would be great for an
So it's
AI
on
girlfriend.
cha-ching.
People have
Cha-ching.
to pay extra for the giggle.
Just saying. And they would.
Spike, do you think I could do voice sex work? I mean, you're throwing compliments around, and I'm sitting here like waiting.
Well, show me something. Tell me something. Tell me something fun. Come on. Let's audition for the city. You tell us, Seattle. 888-973-5476. How hot is Jake's voice? First off, how young do I look? How hot do I sound? Are you okay at home? Really good?
How young? How young would you like?
Giggity.
What do I have to? What? I don't even know what a male voice sex worker would say.
Oh, sure you do. Oh, yeah.
No, but I don't think that's it. I don't think women are into that kind of stuff. I think it's just like, yeah, I'll get it done, honey. I'll do your. I don't think it would be like sexual. That's what I think. I don't think it would be sexual.
That's a great
line.
point.
Here's the number one line for a voice sex work for
guys,
male to female.
Okay.
Like if I'm doing it, and a woman's going to hire me.
Hold on, I'm going to write it down.
You write it down, then
I bet you're spot on.
I bet I'm spot on.
Okay.
You got it written down?
Yep, I do.
Okay.
What do you say?
I'm going to give you what I think would be the number one tittillating thing for any woman who's hiring me.
Light that flame.
To turn her on.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you about it after the break, because we actually have a break. We do have a break coming up here, and we have bills to pay. Okay. We got you heard the music.
You're the responsible adult in the room. I like this.
And then if I don't get right what you said, then you got to do the sexy voice.
Okay, great.
When we come back.
Sounds great.
We should all, you know what, here's what we do. Better. Let's all do our sexiest voice impression next.
Okay.
And then the audience can decide which one of us could make the most money.
Who gets the contract?
Doing voice sex work.
Who do you hire?
Who would you hire?
Our program director is standing outside the studio waiting to have a word with us.
No, it's Friday. It's fine. They'll be fine. Everybody's fine on a Friday.
No one's here anymore.
Right.
All right.
He's in the car banging on the dashboard. Stop!
All right. Stick around. Stick around, but I hope you're alone when we listen next.
We'll be right back.
That's a good way to end.
Boom.
We'll be right back.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. Honoring the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice. This Memorial Day, while celebrating with friends and loved ones, take a few moments to remember and reflect that we remain the home of the free because of the brave. Reverently celebrating Memorial Day with you, we are KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx, save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we. We are now called Humane World for Animals. And with you on our side, we are going to end animal cruelty around the globe. Join us. Humane World for Animals. The end of animal cruelty.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to Bundle Deal Days at AutoZone.
Well, I do need a bundle of things.
When you bundle, you save.
Do I save if I bundle oil with an oil filter?
Save up to $12 on that bundle.
What about brake pads and rotors?
Bundle those and the brake pads are free.
Can't save more than free.
You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only.
During National Military Appreciation Month, we at University of Maryland Global Campus say thank you to the service members, veterans, and families who dedicate their lives to our country. We are deeply grateful. For over 75 years, UMGC has proudly served the military community, from installations overseas to the communities you call home. Wherever you serve, we stand with you. Learn more at umgc.edu/thanks. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy, or you, your best man, your worst man, you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
It's Jim Singletary, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, here to tell you the right way to choose a roofer. And it's not by choosing the lowest bid. Just comparing numbers? Terrible idea. A low price doesn't tell you if the job will be done right, and it definitely doesn't tell you anything about the contractor. Instead, treat hiring a roofer like a job interview. Ask them, why did my old roof fail early? What's the right solution for me, and why? Have you been around for at least 10 years? A new roof is a huge investment, and the job shouldn't go to the lowest bidder. It should go to the most qualified. At RoofSmart, we've got over a decade of experience, a team of more than 50 full-time pros, and real answers, not just numbers. Plus, we're certified, insured, and properly licensed. We'd love to apply for your roofing job. Call 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com today. That's 206-487-4877 or online at GetRoofSmart.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
He flew fighter jets in 2 wars and taught you how to drive a car. He fed everyone on the block, but never shared his secret recipes. And every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage.
The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorpsConnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Say hello to summer and savings with your very own saltwater hot spring spa from Olympic Hot Tub. Through May 26th, get special pricing and interest-free financing till 2030. More at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Call or click 811 before you dig. Anything that causes you to roll up your sleeves a little and dig in requires you to first connect with 811. Call or click 811 and visit safeexcavator.com.
Get new Lake Washington windows and doors with a lifetime transferable warranty installed this year and don't pay for them until next year. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com, a name you can trust.
Cars for Kids, the easy way to donate your car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.com or 1-877-CARS4KIDS.
All right, welcome back to the show. How do we get on this topic about sexy voice sex work?
Well, Laura was approached.
Laura was propositioned.
Laura
was presented with an opportunity.
Right, thank you. Yeah,
$1 million
wasn't
for a
saying
night with your wife. Do you remember that movie? That's a
Indecent
wild
Proposal, right?
plot. That's a wild plot.
That was Redford and Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson.
Robert Redford
was the rich guy.
Approaches Demi Moore and
Woody Harrelson was the husband.
in a casino.
They had lost in a casino, and he was a multi-millionaire.
Who just, when he sees something, he buys it.
And he offered Woody Harrelson $1 million.
I'll give you $1 million for a night with your wife.
A night with your wife.
Wild. And that was a feature-length film.
Right.
That was a movie.
Yep, you bet.
Pretty good movie, actually.
Great movie. Woody Harrelson at the peak of his attractiveness, when you could still believe him as an attractive leading man. Demi Moore never looked better.
Doesn't really matter with guys. It's about attitude. And
Sean Connery got better looking every day of his life.
He got better looking.
Yep, every day. That's so unfair.
Is it?
Hey, yes. Harrison Ford's gotten better looking with age, while Carrie Fisher just got rest her soul. I love her to death.
A lot of people found her very attractive as she got older.
Well,
I'm not
wonderful.
into that but
see, you're making my point.
Some people probably did.
So Laura gets this opportunity.
So Laura got an opportunity to do an AI. She could be an AI girlfriend, but she's morally conflicted about it. And I think you're right to be. Because you'd have to read all these lines. Think of all the things you'd have to say.
Oh,
it would start out like, because the progression of what a girlfriend and a boyfriend would say to each other at first is like, oh, that's nice.
I'd love to.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me to dinner.
How sweet of you.
Great idea.
Great idea.
Great
look
idea.
at that. Oh, thank you.
Exactly.
I would be good at this.
What guy doesn't want to hear that? That made a great idea. Yeah. I've never heard that from a woman. That's fabulous.
Let's watch that movie together.
The Dirty Dozen.
I love this movie.
Great choice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Laura, you don't take this job. Oh,
you could make so much money doing this job. But you're right. It would be a weird thing, because then you could be imagine you're walking around, you like see people dating you with your voice, only your voice. Like you would know, they would tell you, they'd be like, hey, we had 5,000 downloads. People who are on. You seen the movie Her?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it would be.
A parasocial relationship.
Yeah. Very weird. Very weird. Before the break, I was saying that guys and girls are after different things. Like the things that Laura would have to read.
Sure.
God bless her.
Right.
Don't do it.
It would have to be all-encompassing.
Disgusting.
It would get weird.
It would get weird
so fast.
That's how you make the big money.
Think about the kind of people who would sign up for this thing. Just
well-meaning, lonely people. What's wrong with those people? Nothing wrong with those people.
Who are using AI girlfriends?
I'm trying. You're right. I'm trying. I'm trying to see their side of things. Trying to be more empathetic.
What's to see? Bunch of weirdos.
Lonely people.
Lonely people deserve to be happy. What they are,
right?
Bunch of.
And what harm do they do when they keep the world from their proclivities? Right.
Well, what they should do is they should go branch out and try to meet a living, breathing.
They haven't been for 28 years. Not speaking personally, but like they haven't been for 28 years.
No, honestly, I think a lot of these guys just aren't trying. I think they're just.
You're probably.
I think they're just watching stuff on the internet all day,
taking the easy way out,
and they're just. Now they're going to be happy with it, like an AI voice. It's a weird world we live in now.
Yeah.
Very strange, but women want different things. They want guys who are just basically to like just affirm anything that they say.
Okay.
That's what I think. Like a woman would find that the most sexy. If I just said, you know what, you're right, sweetie. I didn't think of it that way before. Like if I just said that, I could record that.
That's good.
You know, you're right.
Sell a million of those.
The key is you have to make it sound like you believe it. I've been married for 15 years now almost.
Careful here. Go ahead.
And the reason I've been married so long is because I mean it.
Oh, okay.
When I say these things.
I learned how to fake it. I learned how to say what she wants to hear and not care rats.
But you do learn at the start of your marriage, you don't really know what to say. You don't know what's going on in their head.
True.
And you got to pick it up and you got to learn over time. And eventually it gets into my head and then I know what to say in response.
Yeah.
You got to learn this about people, about your wives. And so you just say, you know what? I never thought of it that way before. You're totally right. Or you know what? I don't know what your mom's talking about. I totally agree. You say things like that.
That's solid.
That's a sexy.
That's great advice.
That's a sexiness.
That's a freebie you just gave away to the city too. Look at you.
Well, I'll charge for it.
Okay.
Somebody will pay me to do it. What would you say that you think would be sexy?
I thought,
aside from your food demonstration, which I like.
This is the phrase I wrote down. Can you read my writing?
Oh, yes, dear. Yeah.
Yes, dear.
That's very good.
That's the word right there. When our youngest was born.
Yeah.
I was gifted a T-shirt from my father-in-law. He says, "You want to make things better at home because it's going to be a rough couple months here."
Sure.
I had a T-shirt that said, "Yes, dear." That's
go.
all it said. That's all she saw. Reaffirmed, visually, orally, reassured. Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes,
you bet.
dear.
That's the only answer I needed to have. Yes, dear.
And this is an honest one. If there's anybody out there who would like a little better connection, I really do think when you say something like, "You know what? I really never thought of it that way."
No,
before.
that's solid, and you meant it. Like you said, you learned.
Sometimes I do. I don't always mean it. Sometimes I'm just trying to let's move this thing on. You know what I mean?
Okay. So is that your pitch?
Sometimes people just want to say it, but sometimes my wife just wants to talk.
Yeah. And yep, that's right. And you're a partner. And sometimes I could be wanting to get on other things.
I do the same things.
Sure.
Sometimes I say things to her.
Yeah.
And sometimes she listens. Not all the time.
No, but she knows that that's part of a partnership and a relationship. It's something that you are exactly what your partner needs. You give your partner exactly what they need is an ear. Mm-hmm. You know, I come home from work and just railing about the craziness that goes on in this building some days, and Melissa just, I understand.
That's right.
She's on her phone,
She's got to go get my Amazon order.
Scrolling through. You know, we're talking about what is if you're auditioning for a job as an AI boyfriend.
You can tell this to Laura because she's going to do it. Well, you're not going to do it.
I'm not going to.
Good for you. Good for you.
If I had to pick the sexiest thing to say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right?
Sure.
You go to your Scottish accent. Yo, look at you wee bunny lass.
Ooh.
To lay you down on a bit of heather.
Oh.
On the yak rug next to the roaring fire.
Whoa, we got a little Outlander up in here.
Yikes.
Oh, go over to you like a haggis. Plump, ready to burst.
Oh, my gosh.
Right?
I think women like this.
Oh, yeah.
What's a bed of heather? I don't even want to know. It sounds so soft.
It feels so good on your bare bottom. Oh, done it there.
We've crossed into a weird territory.
We have.
Where you're revealing too much.
HR's outside now.
You're now revealing this is something you actually do. I think this is something you and your wife.
I got a couple kilts at home. No, I'm not afraid to use them. You know.
You guys watch Outlander?
Oh, we went.
Exactly.
We went to Ireland.
Exactly.
No, we didn't go to Scotland. We went to Ireland. My wife and her sister took a 4-day side trip to Scotland to go do the Outlander tour.
I don't know what it is with that show. What is it with that show?
It's softcore porn. That's what's up with that show.
All I know is
it ain't that hard to figure out.
Moms and aunts love that show.
That's who went.
Yeah.
Moms, they went the kids went to Paris for 3 days. The teenagers went to Paris for 3 days. Melissa and her sister, the Outlander tour.
I think we should
start.
start.
Lost in the mists of the Highlands.
You better take it easy. There are people listening right now who are just having a fit. It's too sexy.
Hands at 10 at 2.
Not for free, Spike.
Yeah.
Not for free.
Don't give it away for free. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What a morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
G. Scott here with former Seahawks Cliff Averill and Doug Baldwin. I heard you guys are having a celebrity pickleball tournament to raise money for Nourishing Champions. Why pickleball?
Obviously, it's a growing sport, but also this model is that we will actually be playing with community.
We are the most competitive people, so regardless of how sorry Doug might be, he will be out there competing like it's a Super Bowl.
Sign up for the Celebrity Pickleball Tournament, open to all skill levels. For details, go to championsofchangefoundation.org/pickleball.
You've worked hard, saved diligently, and now retirement is on the horizon. But will your nest egg go the distance? With rising cost and uncertain markets, there's no time for oversimplified plans. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
With over 20 new home communities throughout the Puget Sound area, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. Learn more at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Every 2 minutes, an American is sexually assaulted. Be the someone who gives their time. Be the someone who lends an ear. Be the someone who takes a step. This is Christina Ricci with RAIN, asking you to join the fight against sexual violence and volunteer in your community. Log on to RAIN.org, that's RAINN.org, to learn how you can be the someone.
This message brought to you by the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network and this station.
At Kia of Everett, leasing your new Kia is simple, easy, and fun. Now through May 31st, lease a 2025 Kia Seltos LX all-wheel drive for just $229 a month for 24 months with $34.99 due at signing.
Lease payment on approved credit with Kia Finance America, plus tax after 2050 Kia Finance America 24-month lease cash and Kia of Everett discount of $1,552. Quota payment is before monthly sales tax and fees. Not valid with other offers. Select vehicles only, subject to prior sales. See dealer for full details.
The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
Eric Johnson here. I covered a lot of accidents over the past 30 years or so, but I never got to say much about what to do after a crash. Be honest, do you know what evidence to collect, what pictures to take, what documents to request, or what you shouldn't say to your insurance company? The Washington Accident Book Series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the roads throw at them. Know your rights and how to avoid common mistakes after an accident by getting your free copy at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
An Australian hiker travels to the American West to walk a wilderness trail.
Wasn't afraid to be out on his own.
But Eric Robinson vanished in the high Uinta Mountains.
I remember thinking, Eric, what were you thinking, mate?
I'm Dave Cawley. Join me on my podcast, Uinta Triangle, where I travel the world to answer the question, what happened to Eric Robinson? Follow Uinta Triangle. That's UINTA Triangle on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
You pledged your life to serve. You made sacrifices, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the falls you've taken. We see the 1,000 times you've stood back up. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all trauma, but we do see a path forward. We see all veterans. We see you. Learn how treatment works and recovery is possible. Visit MakeTheConnection.net.
This is your chance to get more. The Harnish Auto family's annual super sale is here. Volkswagen, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Subaru, and Kia. New cars, used cars, certified pre-owned cars, and more. More selection, more value, more for your trade. Buy, trade, sell at the Harnish Auto family's annual super sale happening right now. Come on down and join the family. Located in Puyallup and Everett. The Harnish Auto family, where people matter.
For tank and tankless hot water heaters, for clogged drains, for leaky faucets, for toilets that won't flush. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical is your trusted source to solve all your plumbing needs. 1-800-FREAKIN or beaconplumbing.net.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season, and we're kicking it off with a free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset Smoothie for National Flip Flop Day on May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. Terms and conditions apply.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Heather Bosch. A man has been arrested in Liverpool, England, after his car crashed into people lined up for a parade. The BBC's Matt Cole was there.
There were screens ahead of us, and suddenly this dark blue car just came through the crowd. Now, it just wasn't stopping. I managed to grab my daughter, who was with me, and jump out of the way. It missed myself and my family by literally inches.
The crowd was celebrating a soccer victory. 17 people were injured. A violent holiday weekend in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. CBS's Matt Piper.
10 people were shot during a fight on a dock where private charter boats leave for cruises north of Myrtle Beach. A police officer responding to the shooting accidentally shot himself in the leg at a nearby marina. Another 12 people were injured in fights at a different event, all during what's known as Black Bike Week, every Memorial Day weekend in the area. Coco Shante lives in Atlantic Beach.
I got pushed through the crowd. I had scrapes and bruises on my neck, my legs. It was literally mayhem. It was a nightmare, honestly.
Matt Piper, CBS News.
Honor, guard. Attention!
President Trump is honoring service members this Memorial Day, speaking at Arlington National Cemetery.
Honor, guard.
In every hour of peril and every moment of crisis, American warriors have left behind the blessings of home and family to answer their nation's call.
A Korean War veteran and former U.S. representative is being remembered. New York's Charles Rangel has died at the age of 94. Congressman Chuck Schumer.
The list of his accomplishments could fill pages, but one thing is certain. He left the world a lot better place than when he entered it.
Rangel helped create the Congressional Black Caucus and served nearly 50 years on Capitol Hill. Israel says there's a new way to get aid into Gaza, the latest from CBS's Linda Gradstein.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said that the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation had begun distributing aid in Gaza in a new system that Israel says will stop Hamas from seizing the aid. The foundation said it is opening a number of distribution points where aid for some 1 million Gazans will be distributed. The move came despite the sudden resignation of the foundation's chairman, Jake Wood, who said it will not be possible to implement the plan while adhering to humanitarian standards.
The UN says about 500,000 people risk starving in Gaza. President Trump says he's delaying a 50% tariff on European goods from June 1st to July 9th to give more time for talks between the U.S. and the European Union. This comes after he spoke with the president of the EU Commission. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
I'm Tom Hutler. 2 people were arrested after an 8-hour standoff in Seattle's Chinatown International District. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman with the details.
A delivery driver shot at on 8th Avenue South. His car hit several times.
I hear like gunshots.
The suspect connected to that shooting ran away. Barricaded themselves inside this apartment building on South Jackson Street for 8 hours, forcing SPD to bring out SWAT, K-9 units, and hostage negotiating team. Police arrested a 41-year-old man and 34-year-old woman early Sunday morning.
Police are investigating a shooting in Seattle's Seward Park where a teenager was shot in the stomach and survived just after 10 o'clock Saturday night. Reports came in of someone threatening another person with a gun. When officers arrived, they heard gunfire and they found a 16-year-old boy near the park's amphitheater on the Upper Loop Road. They gave him medical aid, then carried him about 100 yards to medics. They transported him by ambulance to Harborview, where they say he's in serious but stable condition. So far, police making no arrests or identifying any suspects. This violence comes as the city of Seattle gets ready to ramp up safety measures at parks and beaches this summer. Mayor Bruce Harrell's administration announcing increased police patrols and seasonal operating hours at popular locations like Alki Beach, Golden Gardens, and Cal Anderson Park. This Seattle resident tells KIRO 7 TV.
I hope that people can continue to come down here and enjoy their families and, and not be afraid to look over their shoulder, not be afraid for somebody doing a drive-by.
Your KIRO News Radio forecast now. Clouds, sun breaks, and that's not a bad way to wrap up your 3-day weekend. Highs in the mid-60s. I'm Tom Hutler, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
You're listening to the best of the Jake and Spike Show. Hope the barbecue's going well.
It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. If you want to get in on the text line, we read your the best of your text messages. We try to squeeze in as many as we can. The final segment of the day. Spike, there's a lot to talk about in this hour. One of the things we're going to discuss just a little bit is a kind of a crazy lawsuit at Walt Disney World that happened that I'd love your take on.
Okay.
That we'll discuss. But we're going to start with this is a really cool story. A local firefighter from Spokane was on vacation in Mexico with his family. And I'm seeing the pictures of this guy and his family. Beautiful family. They're on vacation, and he notices out in the beautiful ocean there that there is a mother and her kids struggling in the waves. And so, listen to this post from the City of Spokane Fire Department. They posted about this. Listen to some of these details. This is Captain Kevin Smith. Well, on a recent vacation in Mexico with his family, Captain Kevin Smith was enjoying a breakfast at a hotel restaurant overlooking the ocean when he spotted a group of people on the beach in distress. He quickly realized somebody was in trouble in the water, and he rushed down to the shoreline. There, he discovered that a mother and her 2 children had been swept out to sea and were struggling to stay afloat. As he reached the beach, the mother was just being rescued, but further down, Captain Smith spotted a toddler caught in the surf. Can you imagine how scary that would be? Without hesitation, he dove into the rough waves, fighting against the current to reach the unconscious child. After bringing her safely to shore, he immediately began rescue breaths. Within minutes, the child regained consciousness. Meanwhile, another bystander was able to rescue the second child. Firefighters are never truly off duty. This is from the Spokane City Fire Department's post. Whether active, retired, or on vacation, they respond when needed. Please join us in recognizing Captain Smith for his courageous and selfless actions that undoubtedly saved the life of a helpless child caught in the ocean's powerful grip. So we're just recognizing him, too. That's phenomenal.
That's amazing.
Do you ever wonder because I'm a believer, and I'm a person who believes in. I believe that people are in certain places at certain times for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy was just enjoying a breakfast, and he happened to look down
on vacation with his family. Yeah.
If he had not been there, and he had not gotten down to the beach at that exact moment, this toddler was off in the surf.
The toddler was already unconscious.
Yeah. Who knows what would have happened to him?
That child was a goner.
The child was a goner, right?
Yeah.
So this guy jumps in and he saves a life, and it's unbelievable. And I just think it's so cool that he was at that moment at the right time. And it made me think, if you in the audience, if you guys have ever found yourselves in a moment like this where you ended up, you're not planning on doing something, but sometimes, heroes are called in a moment and you have to answer that call. If you guys in the audience have ever had any moments like this, share it on our YouTube page, or you can text us. Spike, has anything like this ever happened to you?
I've told this story before you and I got a chance to do the show together. I saved a life at a beach.
Did you really?
Yeah. I was 22 at the time.
Was this back in...
Summer of 85, Ocean City, Maryland.
Okay.
I lived at the beach for maybe 6 years. Summer of 85, I lived not even a half a block away from the beach, and I could see the ocean all the time. I'm always on the boardwalk. It's a rainy, stormy day, no beach traffic. And it's a very stormy days on the ocean churn up undertow. And you can see undertow because it takes sand. You can tell undertow in the water.
Sure. And for anybody wondering, the beach you're talking about, it's kind of like Jersey Shore, right?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it's not like our beaches here in the Great Northwest. We're talking about, a sandy beach, nothing but sand and waves, and a boardwalk alongside it. And lifeguards posted every block. As per the city ordinances, there's always lifeguard on duty from, sun up to sundown. And then this rainy day, this stormy day, very windy day, no one was on the beach, but there was a kid swimming, and a lifeguard was talking to two girls, and he was in his full sweats because no one was in the water. He thought no one was in the water, and these two girls were chatting up this lifeguard, and he had his back to this kid who was body surfing, and this kid was caught in an undertow and was struggling, and we're talking about 30 yards of beach. It's not like he was, but I could see this kid trying to swim back in, and I'm trying to yell to this lifeguard from the boardwalk, and as I'm walking toward, and then hurriedly walking toward the surf, trying to yell to this lifeguard, and the wind's taking my voice in the opposite direction. The wind's coming from the north.
It's like slow motion at that point, too, because you can see it from a distance.
I can see it, and I'm yelling to this lifeguard, there's somebody in the water, hey, there's somebody in the water, and this guy's still talking to these two girls. So I just ran down and jumped in the water, and I pulled this kid. It was a small, maybe 6, 7, 8-year-old kid, maybe 8-year-old kid.
What's he doing in the water by? I'd say 80s.
It's
actually,
the 80s.
Now
Yeah,
that I think about it.
We're stupid people then. Anyway, I bring this kid to shore, and as I bring this kid to shore, the lifeguard is now off his stand. Sweats are off. He's got his buoy. They carry those.
Yeah, now he shows up. He comes, now that the work is done.
And he jumps in and he brings the kid to the shore. And the kid wasn't unconscious. We didn't perform mouth to mouth at the time. Not the breathing is, But kid came to shore, and by this time the parents were running down from their condo that were overlooking the beach.
That was my next question. Again, I guess it's the 80s. The 80s explains a lot of things. But in the 80s,
kids went down and played in the water. And
parents said, hey, 6-year-old, head on out to the water.
Yeah.
And just go by yourself when there's nobody around.
Yeah. And the lifeguard came there, and the kid was fine, and the parents were there. And then Dad thanked me. And, Dad had some words with the lifeguard. At that point, I didn't need me to at that point. But I pulled a kid in from the surf.
Wow.
Yeah, and the kid wasn't. It wasn't like I had to swim above him. I could stand where we were.
No, but for a little kid
trying to fight an undertow, which was pulling out to sea
and they don't know you're supposed to swim diagonally into the beach and all this stuff.
Kid was going full on as hard as he could and wasn't getting closer to the shore as I ran toward the surf.
That's how you drown. You get exhausted and you start swimming like that, and before you know it, you're underneath the water and you're taking big gulps, and that's how it ends.
Well, and to your question though, do you think you don't? I didn't think. You don't think. You just do what you do. You jump in. That kid's not going to make it.
You just did it.
I was at 22. At the time, I could do anything. It was that. Luckily, if that happened today, the lifeguard would be pulling me and that kid out of the ocean.
No, I'd still jump
in.
No, there's super strength. You hear about people who get like moms who lift cars off babies. I've
heard stories of that. Yeah, you find the adrenaline and you find the way to make it happen.
You know what's wild about those stories? When people do like extraordinary superhuman things. And there's a name for it. I used to know this, but there is a name for it. Laura, can you look that up when people get super strength? And I know it is like you were saying, it's like adrenaline and everything, but there is a thing. Oftentimes, they will find that afterwards, they have done something to damage their bodies that they don't realize in the moment. Like a lot of times they'll break bones in their arms.
Oh, wow.
Or people who have like lifted heavy things, they'll often have also
broken teeth from clenching their jaw so hard.
Because they're clenching their jaw so hard in the moment. They don't even realize they're doing it, but they're just like everything in their body is focused on this one thing, and they go, oh, and they do an incredible thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a name for it?
Is it hysterical strength?
Hysterical strength. Yeah, that's what it is. Hysterical strength. And I just think it's so fascinating that you can do these amazing things. You pay a price for it, but you're saving a life.
Yeah.
And like, you didn't break any teeth? Or
no. Funny, ironically enough, at that same beach just 2 years ago, I jumped in the water, and it was June, and the water was so cold, I clenched my teeth so hard that I did break a tooth.
Are you serious?
I swear to you.
So you did eventually.
Well, it wasn't hysterical strength. It was idiotic decision making that led to it. But the water was so cold, I clenched my jaw so hard, I broke a tooth.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Same beach?
Same beach. Ocean City, Maryland.
Would have been wild if that kid, who's now a 45-year-old man,
was a lifeguard. It was a dentist.
He comes up and he goes, you know what? This one's on me, buddy. you don't remember me, but you saved my life.
Oh, my God.
Have you had any contact with that kid?
I had no idea who he was. I never got a name. I have no idea who he was. I didn't.
You know what's so cool about that? You're a story in that family's life. They don't even know who you are. You're just this guardian angel who is in their kid's life, and he came out of the mist, out of the dark mist on a rainy, where's the beach again?
Ocean City, Maryland.
On a rainy Ocean City, Maryland day.
Windy Ocean City day. Yeah.
You're probably pretty fit back then?
I was in great shape back then. Great shape. 22,
23 years old. Yeah. Rock hard, everything.
It was all downhill from there, but yeah, at that point it was pretty solid.
Just he appears as if like a mystery man.
Slow motion, like Hasselhoff. Running down the beach.
Saving lives. You don't even get the name?
No.
That's the 80s.
Yeah.
You didn't do that back in the 80s.
I forgot.
Saved a life.
Yeah.
You probably went back and just chugged a beer.
Yep.
Your brother said, what'd you do today? You're like, nothing.
Nothing.
Saving lives, dude. Because you didn't care.
Had a funnel cake. It was awesome.
Yeah. I had fun. What's the highlight of your day today, Spike? Did they call you Spike back then?
No, it's Jamie. Yeah. No, I didn't get Spike.
I didn't want to share your real name.
That's okay. I don't know.
Do you share your real name on the radio?
Usually. I mean, people know it.
So your brother said, Spike, what'd you do today? You said, funnel cake. Had a nice beer. Saw a pretty girl.
That's right. This lifeguard.
Saved a life. No big deal.
Knucklehead lifeguard wasn't paying attention. I had to pull a kid out of the surf. But he's fine.
Your brother looked at you. You said, yeah, it's the 80s. This is what happens in the 80s.
Did you grab beer? No. Damn.
God, you've wasted your day. That's wild. Well, God bless this firefighter.
Yeah,
and, pretty amazing.
Smith, Spokane's finest.
Captain Smith. Good job. We salute you, Captain Smith. Did you see this story? This is wild. This is another, I wouldn't even say this is a potential drowning story. This is just a lawsuit story that happened in Typhoon Lagoon. You ever been to Typhoon Lagoon?
I have been to Typhoon Lagoon. Never gotten in any trouble there, though.
Disney World.
Yeah.
Tell me what Typhoon Lagoon is.
It's a massive water park. A massive water park with the wave pools.
Yeah.
Where they generate the waves, and there's a huge water's always crowded. There are cabanas alongside
like a ship somewhere.
Yeah, there's a shipwrecked ship up on a thing, and the water comes out of that, and they dump water on people. Yeah, it's imagine the world's largest speckled water park, and that's Disney's Typhoon Lagoon.
Okay. So there's a family. Her name is Kimberly Panetta. There's a New York Post story about this I was reading. I thought this was kind of fascinating and strange. She is suing Disney for $2 million. Her husband's also an attorney, so if that tells you anything. $2 million, claiming she's been permanently scarred by a mammoth wave at Typhoon Lagoon. Like a rogue wave. Like in nature, when you're out in the ocean, there's rogue waves.
Yeah.
Is she suggesting that there's like these rogue waves that are happening in Typhoon Lagoon that are not, they can't control? Because I imagine they can control those waves pretty good.
Never turn your back to Typhoon Lagoon.
It says right on the sign.
The name is ominous. Typhoon Lagoon's a pretty ominous name.
Well, she claims she was gathering her 3-year-old from a water slide, and she wasn't in the wave pool.
No,
she wasn't out there, enjoying the body surfing or the flotation devices.
I don't understand how she
said
hit.
A sudden and forceful wave violently struck her and swept her into the wave pool at Typhoon Lagoon. I guess they're adjacent water slides.
She says the wave hit her from the side with such force it pummeled her and her body skittered across the cement or gunite. Is that the stuff on the bottom of the pool?
Yes, that for traction.
Traction.
Yeah,
it's like the speckled stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Causing serious road rash or scrapes that were severe and deep, according to court papers. She says, I felt pain immediately. I looked down and there was blood. You think you're in the happiest place on earth, in the safest place, but it's like being dragged on concrete. It's very rough. She says it left her 2 kids who were 3 and 7, because this is back in 2022, 3 and 7 in shock, which you would be if your mom's bleeding.
Well, yeah, you get and the wave drags you under, and because those wave pools are circular in the flow. You know, there's big paddles that create and generate the waves in these wave pools.
Okay.
So they're pulling water from the bottom, like an undertow, literally. They're pulling water lower into the pool and then forcing it back to make a new wave for the wave pools.
Did you find when you were in Typhoon Lagoon, and you swam in it?
Yeah,
right?
I've been in it.
Did you find it to be like a dangerous situation?
It could be. There are several lifeguards posted full time at Typhoon Lagoon to watch, because those waves are powerful. They're forceful.
Do you think a $2 million lawsuit is justified?
Well, you aim high.
Sure.
You always aim high in a suit, and you settle for less. And if she wants $25,000 to cover grief and embarrassment and a free vacation, I'm sure that's what you aim
so
much higher.
So she starts at $2 million.
Starts at $2 million,
and she ends up getting like a free pass to the park.
Maybe lifetime pass. I'd settle for that. Probably more than $2 million lifetime pass. The place is so expensive.
Her husband says she could have easily been injured, or the kids, if not for Kimberly's quick thinking. That's the mom's name. Here's the part to me that started to feel, I don't know, this started to feel a little bit like I would look at this with a little bit of an eyebrow raise.
Okay.
He says before the trip, she was a young, svelte woman who had no scars or marks on her legs. So they're making a mention of that. And I understand this is a lawsuit, so you want to make sure you get everything.
You play up the distress, sure. The trauma.
Yeah, but the woman, he says, is now scarred and self-conscious and, quote, keeps her legs covered and must tolerate being hot and uncomfortable as a result. So they're factoring that into the lawsuit. Hot and uncomfortable.
I don't mean to laugh at her misfortune and her trauma, but they're citing loss of quality of life. She can never wear shorts again.
Well, because I guess she's self-conscious
about her.
She got scrapes on her legs. Yeah.
Is it? Show me this. I mean, they show the bloody, the bloody wounds, these scrapes of. But I got thousands of those.
I got a lot of scrapes. I haven't sued anybody for $2 million. But again,
I
wasn't.
You're not
I wasn't there.
Hot Long Island mom as she was prior to this.
That's true.
Tragedy.
Nobody would describe me as a young, svelte woman. And young, I don't know. Young is generous if she's in her 40s, but that's fine. She's 45, right?
Yeah.
I guess compared to some people, she'd be young. But $2 million to me just sounds like, I don't know. It felt like to me like they were trying. Again,
it's a negotiation.
It's a negotiation.
Yeah.
I'm not an attorney, but if you're adding in a value of saying that she must tolerate being hot, you could also just wear shorts.
Right. And there may be days when you're going to a formal that you don't wear shorts anyway.
Yeah, sure.
But she feels like she feels scarred and damaged for life because of this rogue wave at Typhoon Lagoon.
They say the trip was ruined and she was stuck limping around, applying bandages, salves and creams, and was forced to avoid swimming. I don't know. There's just something about this whole story that I just...
So now she wants compensation because the rest of the vacation was uncomfortable because she had bandages on her toes and the tops of her feet.
Salves and creams. Yeah, salves.
Oh, too bad.
And it's tough.
$2 million seems a little high, but again,
it's like you said, it's a negotiation. Yeah. And if you're asking you're probably willing to settle for like $400,000.
But before attorney's fees.
Well, her husband's an attorney.
Oh, he's representing. Oh, so
well, I don't know. I don't know that he's representing her, but he is an attorney.
Yeah, probably not.
So who knows?
Can be
I'm sure they're
objective.
getting advice. So that's interesting. I don't know if that's going to work out for them, but we'll see what happens.
I'm sorry it happened to her, but
I'm sorry it happened to her.
Well, it's hard to go up against Disney too, right? I mean, they're tough. They're scary.
They got lawyers for days.
Disney is very litigious.
Yes.
They must know this if they're going up against Disney. Disney's a big corporation.
She's got to hope they're just going to settle, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I can't help myself.
I was waiting.
We're not going to get a nickel. Anybody who doesn't know that the waves are powerful might not be smart enough to get in the water.
I'm going to be her lawyer, and you be whoever you want to be.
I'll be Disney's lawyer.
Okay, you be Disney's lawyer.
Okay.
Played by Goofy. Yes, but she was a young, svelte woman. She had no scars or marks on her legs.
43's young? Boy, talk about me being a fantasy camp.
She was, I don't know if you know this, Goofy. Actually, no. Are we even allowed to say Goofy? They are litigious.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not Goofy. No, that's
you dog bear hybrid, whatever you are.
Okay, so you're not actually a Disney character
Nope.
here. No, you're just a cartoonish character who sounds vaguely similar to...
We should maybe just stop.
Yeah, we should stop the whole thing. I forgot. They're litigious. We'll see.
Plug the nickel.
Nope, not Disney.
I'm not here, son.
That's your favorite... Who is that? What's his name? You do this all the time off the air. It's not Goofy. His name is
Mortimer Snurd.
It's Mortimer Snurd.
Yeah, sure.
It's your Mortimer Snurd.
I feel for this poor woman, scarred for life, can't wear shorts, hot.
And she wants to wear shorts.
Yeah.
God bless her. She can't wear shorts anymore because she's got those scarred legs.
Yeah, but bloody wounds, throbbing leg. It's when you're playing up the drama.
I hope
for life. They said
they deserve the money. Get the money.
Disney offered a $250 credit for her ordeal. That's what got him angry.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. They
$250 credit.
$250 credit off of their trip. Their bill for their trip.
That's not even like half a day at Disneyland.
No,
that's nothing.
That barely covers salve and bandages.
What are we doing next? What are we doing more? Are we doing more cartoon character voices?
No, not according to the management. No.
We will be right back.
Honoring the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice this Memorial Day. While celebrating with friends and loved ones, take a few moments to remember and reflect that we remain the home of the free because of the brave. Reverently celebrating Memorial Day with you. We are KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Jim Singletary here, Chief Roof Nerd at RoofSmart, where we're not afraid to tell you no. Looking for a roofing company that'll do cheap, fast work and just cover up the problem? No, that's not us. Want a quick quote without a real inspection? Nope. Just want a price without knowing your options? Not happening. Look, we don't want to tell you no, but if saying yes means cut corners, bad results, or wasted money, we won't do it. Period. And here's the deal. Seattle gets 150 rainy days a year. That's not wait and see weather, it's call RoofSmart now weather. We say no to leaky roofs, sloppy work, and bad estimates, and yes to thorough inspections, accurate quotes, and top quality work that actually lasts. So if you want an honest roofer who's not afraid to say no to bad work, call RoofSmart today at 206-487-4877 or visit GetRoofSmart.com. That's 206-487-4877 or GetRoofSmart.com.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk. A wireless company that actually stands for something.
I've never had any complaints about my performance in the bedroom. But after turning 40, I noticed my libido just wasn't what it used to be. That's when I reached out to Revive Health. Their team knew exactly what I needed, which is why today, my wife and I are both more satisfied than ever.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, text BOOST to 65555 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com to schedule your appointment. Message and data rates may apply. Message frequency varies. Text help for help. Text stop to cancel. See privacy policy at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/privacy policy. For info on how opt-in info will be used and terms and conditions at ReviveMen'sHealth.com/terms of use for terms of short code service.
So I formed Davis Law Group about 30 years ago, and I would get, the same questions from people about what to do in the case of an accident. Do you need a lawyer? To the point where I decided that I would at least write a book which would answer the common questions that I would receive as a lawyer. Once I wrote my first book, it proved to be hugely popular. I decided to write then a series of books in different accident cases so that we could really teach people about their rights, how to protect them, and how to decide on whether they need a lawyer and what lawyer to hire. I've found in my career that having a client that is educated and knowledgeable about their particular type of case really helps the client and also usually ends up making the case or the claim more successful. To get your free copy of any of my Washington accident books, visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
John Curley here. Smart homeowners are upgrading heat pumps and air conditioners now before the summer heat wave with incredible rebates and discounts that'll save you up to $6,000. Home Comfort Alliance makes paying easy with 18 months, same as cash financing. Call Home Comfort Alliance today for a free quote and save up to $6,000. For your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today. That's HomeComfortAlliance.com.
G. Scott here with former Seahawks Cliff Averill and Doug Baldwin. I heard you guys are having a celebrity pickleball tournament to raise money for nourishing champions. Why pickleball?
Obviously, it's a growing sport, but also this model is that we will actually be playing with community.
We are the most competitive people, so regardless of how sorry Doug might be, he will be out there competing like it's a Super Bowl.
Sign up for the Celebrity Pickleball Tournament, open to all skill levels. For details, go to championsofchangefoundation.org/pickleball.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Parango and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Say hello to summer and savings with your very own saltwater hot spring spa from Olympic Hot Tub. Through May 26th, get special pricing and interest-free financing till 2030. More at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. On this Memorial Day, President Trump is calling on Americans to remember those who gave their lives for the country. CBS's Erica Brown reports from Arlington National Cemetery.
Taps played after President Trump placed a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier, a somber annual Memorial Day tradition. During his remarks at Arlington National Cemetery, the president commemorated the servicemen and women who died in service to their country.
They gave everything, and we owe them everything and much, much more.
CBS's Jared Hill has more on ceremonies large and small across the nation.
Across the country, Americans marked the holiday with parades and flowers. In Kentucky, a field of poppies is a symbol of remembrance. Along New York's Hudson River, a ceremony at the Intrepid Museum, a transformed aircraft carrier, marked the sacrifice of the nation's military families.
An unruly airline passenger forced an international flight to divert to SeaTac airports over the weekend. CBS's Jerika Duncan has that story.
Police say all Nippon Airways Flight 114 was traveling from Tokyo to Houston. Officials say fellow passengers and crew members restrained the person before the landing.
Police say that passenger tried to open an emergency exit door. He was transported to a local hospital for further treatment. Not clear what charges he might face. A rare bird that escaped from Cougar Mountain Zoo in Issaquah is back in her pen. Missing bird was a young East African crowned crane named Alice. She somehow got loose on Wednesday. A resident near Lake Sammamish State Park spotted Alice along the water Friday night, and zoo staff say they safely retrieved her. On this Memorial Day, markets are closed. Your forecast now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are seeing a mix of clouds and sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures reaching the mid-60s for the high today. And a big warm-up is in store tomorrow, low 70s. Wednesday, a high of 85 and sunny. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Spike, you ride a light rail a lot?
I've been once.
You've been once?
Once. But I had an incredibly positive experience.
Sure.
And I'm looking forward to do it again.
There you go.
I've still got a few months left this summer to try to get my bike onto the light rail, bring it into the station, and then bike to the station to get home.
To fulfill our bet, because I wrote in a secret ballot. I
How many
down.
times I would do it this summer? I vowed to do it this summer.
Yeah. So
I vowed to keep
I
a
came
car
up
off
with
the
a
road.
number,
Okay.
a pretty low one.
Okay.
And I said, Spike will not do it more than this.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah. Because I talk a big game, but when it comes to getting my body out on the street and getting rid of the convenience of my vehicle.
Well, we were talking about it from a perspective because you were saying that it's really great to invest in that kind of infrastructure because it's so good for the climate.
Yeah, it's good for, you know me, I'm an earth lover, I'm an earth hugger.
Sure.
But I'm all talk when it comes to leaving my car at home.
Yeah, and I don't hug a ton of earth. So but I still love it.
Yeah, I
love
appreciate
it. I love it in a different way. Yeah. But Redmond is getting another light rail station. I guess two more are going to be opening up on Saturday.
Yeah,
People are very excited about this. There's going to be one near downtown. There's also one near Marymore Park. So one of the things that's happening as a result, as you have seen, like the transformation of Linwood. Have you been downtown in Linwood recently and just looked at how different Linwood looks now versus what it looked like 10 years ago?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When you get off on like 196th?
Yep, you bet.
And you drive downtown and you just go, wow.
It's modern. It's utopia down there.
It's a lot better.
It's utopia-ish.
I was just saying, I wouldn't say.
It's utopish.
It's not like my personal utopia.
I miss the Black Angus restaurant that was there. I miss the big furniture warehouse that was there, right?
Black Angus.
But growth is not without pain.
Free kids
right?
eat free on
Kids eat free on Sundays.
Sundays.
Black Angus, the greatest. Yeah. Right?
We used to do that as like a family stop for us.
Sure. And now, though, where it sits there is a massive public transportation hub.
Yep.
With soon to be an extension beyond Linwood as this rail of the future makes its way all the way to Everett.
That's right. So here's what's fun about that. In Redmond, I didn't realize this because I've always thought of Redmond as a really nice area, like very expensive. There's a lot of really nice houses out there. There's a lot of tech in Redmond.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Microsoft campus.
You bet.
So I guess there are areas of Redmond that were kind of being left in the shadows and kind of forgotten and maybe not on the tech wave and not on the expensive wave.
Yeah.
They had started calling it Deadmond, and now it's breathed back to life. And because of the light rail, they say it's transformative. So we'll see about that. But
let's get to the fun part.
The fun part is, and this is going to be fun for you guys too, because if you're not watching the YouTube live, you should, because for the first time, we're going to try this. I hope this works, and I'm hoping to see that a lot of people sign on to YouTube live to watch this. Go to youtube.com and then look up the Jake and Spike Show. And if you do that, what you're going to find is our live show page where we can also play videos that Spike and I can watch as the audience watches it and hears it. So we're going to try that right now. So I want to give people like just 30 seconds if they want to jump on there. Go to youtube.com, the Jake and Spike Show. Just look that up in the search bar and you're going to find it and you're going to see us live. All right, Laura, you're going to have to pull this up for us. I'm not seeing it. Are you seeing it, Spike? Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Pause this real fast, Laura.
It's a clear spring day.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate for this lady. God bless her. She's trying.
This is her moment.
This is her moment.
Unfortunate.
She's going to get famous. So this is Laura Calise. She's the founder and CEO of Intentionalist, which is an online guide to intentional spending, apparently in the Redmond area. And she came up with a rap that a lot of people are viewing and seeing. And when you watch the video, it's tough to say if she's ever rapped before. That's easy to say. I don't think she's ever rapped before. And I would love your thoughts on it, Spike, but why don't we play it? We can watch it because you haven't seen this yet, Spike. So you and I are going to watch this together.
Yes.
And then we're going to let the audience watch it with us, and we can all enjoy it at the same time. All right, Laura, fire
To
away.
eat, drink, and shop. Link, Line 2, checking out the news stops. We're on the east side, take the light rail extension. Explore small businesses, the local dimension. R to the EDMOND.
Ouch.
Won't you spend like it matters with D? R to the E to the DMOND. Experience Redmond and shop small with me. From Marymore Station to Redmond Town Center, support local shops as an intentional spender. Small businesses waiting, this steps from the station. Experience Redmond, the perfect destination. R to the EDMOND. Won't you spend like it matters with B? R to the E to the DMOND. Experience Redmond and shop small with me.
Noble. Impassioned.
What's your thoughts on that? I have a thing that my body does when I see these things.
Your hips start to move, right? You start to sway a little bit. You got that. Your head starts to bob. That's what I'm feeling.
You know me so well.
That's what I'm feeling when
That's
R
what happens when I'm in the
R
club.
to the E to the DMOND.
R to the E to the DMOND.
Redmond. Shop intentional with me.
Intentional with me.
I like it.
Did AI write that, do you think?
No.
You don't think so?
There's no I.
So
a lot of A in that, not a lot of I in that.
I feel she tried really hard.
Her heart is.
Her heart's in the
yeah,
right place. Her heart's in the right place, but her key and her musical skills are not in the right place. It's tough to watch because I appreciate she tried. They tried something. You know what I mean? Like somebody put it out there and they tried it and they did it and she sat on a train and she repeated that line many, many times, wearing a hat side, just crooked just a little bit to the right.
Off kilter hat, yeah. Very genre friendly.
Yeah. Well, if you watch a lot of rap, there's a lot of hats facing sideways, apparently. Laura, is there any way we can jump back into that real fast?
No, because it's a 2-person operation.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's actually a hand crank involved.
Even you asking me to pause it, everyone panicked in the boardroom.
It's funny because there's
We're
like
very new to
7
this.
people. Is there a camera in that room right now that we can show the audience how many people it requires to play a YouTube video? I feel like we should work on this,
better
guys.
off skipping.
Is there a camera we can show?
Not really. Not that it'll show. No.
There's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people in there to play
5
one YouTube
highly
video.
trained technicians.
Whoever said that radio was outdated? We're going to figure it out. It should be a push button thing that we just hit a button and they play it and it's easy to go. But I think she did a fair job. I don't know if it's going to be, I want to play you this audio real fast because you hadn't heard of this, Spike, but this is hilarious. This is years ago. This is what it reminded me of. The Washington State Department of Health put out a Wash Your Handsington campaign to try to get people to wash their hands. Apparently in 2013 when this video came out, 2012 I should say, people were not washing their hands correctly, I guess, or they weren't spending enough time sudsing up, and so they put this video out. I want to play it for you.
We love soap so much we scrub for fun. We are Wash Your Handsington. Yes, we are Wash Your Handsington.
Oh my.
Visit Wash Your Handsington, where people wash their hands, cover their cough, and get the flu vaccine.
Oh, it's a vaccine.
This is the state of the evergreen and impeccable hygiene. We love it when our hands are clean.
Wash Your Handsingtonians are always friendly and germ-free. They love to give high fibers, not high fevers.
We cover our coughs, every single one. We are Wash Your Handsington. Yes, we are Wash Your Handsington.
Keep going.
Jeez Louise. That's a long
We'll
video.
wash our hands.
That's far too long. Yeah, wash your hands.
Ington. Oh my gosh. So this is the thing. That the nice lady from R-E to the E to the DMOND.
Yeah.
Right? She probably shot that on her phone.
Probably did it herself.
You spent what? $3 putting that together. Wash Your Handsington was probably $75,000 promotional campaign.
This is a
to promote cleanliness and six-figure
video
right?
to
right?
wash your hands.
And did it miss the mark? I want to shove my hands up the backside of a pig just listening to that.
Oh, gross.
We made a better song when this happened.
Oh, yeah, you might have something. I hope you'll understand. Let's not do the dumb thing. Don't want to shake your hand.
You wrote this?
Yes.
In response to wash your hands?
Shake your hand. Now go and wash those hands.
Right?
Oh, please.
So much better. Yeah.
It makes you want to. Right?
You washed up in the
It's a lot better. I like it a lot better. They should have hired you. You would have done it for $100,000.
I did it for $500.
You could have no.
And I'd have taken all you at the lunch
Don't
at
tell
a
'em.
nice place.
Don't tell them it was only $500. No. When they're spending tax dollars, you
there you go. First off, Redmond exploded long before Line 2.
That's true.
Went to the east side.
Yeah.
Redmond, that downtown quarter of Redmond, and I get it. There's a nice piece in the paper today about the mayor of Redmond and the Times. Redmond has exploded.
Yeah,
Microsoft brought the people there. The people who work at Microsoft needed a place to live, a nice place to live. Redmond was a sleepy little downtown, and now it is now it's a thriving little metropolis
with the light rail,
with humanity, the infection that is humanity
by humanity. All right,
says Agent Smith.
We got a lot more coming up. It's a great song, by the way. I like this. Stick around. We're gonna be right back.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
A big story developing this morning.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
Get the latest live from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Huge impacts for Boeing and Boeing workers.
The office, the gym, anywhere.
Water, like taxes, goes all the way down to the bottom, so it'll either come out of the employee's paycheck or the lack of raise.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the Jed Foundation.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perongo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season, and we're kicking it off with a free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset Smoothie for National Flip Flop Day on May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. Terms and conditions apply.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
An Aussie trekker travels to America to hike an epic trail.
It was rocky, it was imposing.
But Eric Robinson never made it to the end. I'm Dave Cawley. Follow my podcast, Uinta Triangle, UINTA, on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
Call or click 811 before you dig. Anything that causes you to roll up your sleeves a little and dig in requires you to first connect with 811. Call or click 811 and visit safeexcavator.com.
Welcome back to the show. I'm listening to this really good, Spike, you would like this, I'm going to send this to you, but I'm listening to this really good podcast series right now on the Mount St. Helens eruption.
Okay.
Explosion? We call it an eruption or explosion? Eruption. Yeah. 1980, May 18th, 1980, so the anniversary, the 45th year anniversary. It erupted. It's a big deal. People were talking about it. I didn't realize this at the time, but it was like the biggest news story in the country because there was all these scientists and there's all these earthquakes that were happening leading up to it. And they were trying to triangulate where the earthquakes were happening. They were like, oh, it's right under the mountain. It's going to blow. It's going to blow. There was so people were watching it closely, and then it ends up blowing, and it's what it was. But there was a earthquake just yesterday, right, in the Olympic National Forest, 2.9 magnitude earthquake, which is not a massive one, but we've had a lot of earthquakes recently.
We have, and every one that we get literally hundreds.
Yeah.
On the regular. They're all low impact.
They're tiny.
They're tiny, but they're all related to the same, ring of fire.
Sure.
The volcanic activity of the west coast of the U.S. of the continent, I should say. All over to Asia, and they're all related. So when we get these little burps here, there, and everywhere, wiggles, burps, something's brewing.
They mean something.
It's been a long time since we've had a major, and those things, they build up, and then they pop.
So I think we had Mount St. Helens in 1980, 45 years before that was the previous, 50 years before that was the previous biggest explosion eruption in the country. Do you think we're going to get another eruption soon? Because there's this big, giant volcano. Subterranean. It's they call it a submarine volcano. It's 300 miles off the coast of Oregon. The name's not great. They need to work on the name. Mount St. Helens. It has a maybe it only has meaning to it because it erupted in such terrible fashion.
Right. Exactly. It's the incident.
This one's called Axial Seamount.
Yeah.
Are we going to remember in years in the future? Like, do you remember where you were when Axial Seamount erupted?
You know what? I don't know. I don't think so because it's giving us enough pressure relief in this underwater. It's a slow eruption right now, right?
It's slow right now, but they think it could be a big one.
They think it's going to pop, huh?
A big one soon.
This is the leak that pops the balloon?
This is the leak that could pop the balloon. Okay. Absolutely right.
But if you want to read in the story, this could be really catastrophic.
Well, that's the thing. It's like how catastrophic, because I was looking into this, it's like how catastrophic could it be because it's underwater. It's like far underwater, 4,626 feet below the surface. So there's a lot of protection there.
Well, yeah. You change the topography of the seafloor.
Yeah.
Is all it could be.
Yeah.
But depending upon how severe of an eruption we have, how dramatic, could be a tsunami.
Could be a tsunami. They say, according to this NBC News article that I was reading, they said they expect they could have a large lava flow about 450 feet thick. In 2015, it erupted, and there was a 450-foot thick lava flow. It just, but
that's
still,
a lot of lava.
It's a lot of lava, but you're not even anywhere near the surface of the ocean. So you're still,
that's true.
Down there.
Yeah.
Probably warm down there under the sea. Nice stuff. That's half the height of the Space Needle, ironically. Despite the intensity of the explosion, this is what they say. Scientists say this. The volcano poses no threat to humans, so you don't need to worry about it, which is crazy to think about. Like one of the biggest volcanoes, it's like a mile across. It could explode. It could blow. All this lava. I would think that they would have some effect on the seafood, things like that. I mean, I don't know that.
I don't know what kind of toxicity comes out of lava or gas release. I mean, it's
happening all the time under the ocean.
Yeah, so I guess it's that much water. It's dissipated. It's diluted. That much. That's really not an impactful event.
I was scared when I first saw this because I'm not scared, but a little bit
concerned.
Shaky. I was a little shaky.
Yeah, okay.
You said, "Jake, are you okay? You look pale."
You look a little peaked.
It's just my skin color, but I was a little bit scared of it until I read this, and they just said even if you were out on it, this is the part that made me feel better. Or they're just lying to us because this is a catastrophic, apocalyptic ending type situation.
Okay.
But they said even if you were out on a boat right over the seamount when it's erupting, you probably would never know it. Not wild.
Boiled fish wouldn't come floating to the surface from the lava and gas.
It's a good question.
From the Earth's core.
It's a mild.
I mean, you catch fish that are already cooked, ready to eat. That could be okay.
That'd be nice.
When I read the story, they commented on the Cascadia subduction zone, which is one of the fault lines under the sea shelf just off our coast.
Naturally, everyone knows that.
It could cause the entirety of the west coast of the U.S. to break off and drop into the sea. Well, like a 6 foot drop in all coastal sea levels.
I would worry about that.
I would.
Yeah. But I live on a hill, so 6 feet down.
You're above 6 feet up.
Yeah.
I'm not coastal. I feel for the folks who are.
You'll be fine.
Price you pay.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. Fair enough.
That's what happens. All right. We got a lot to talk about next. We'll be right back.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah.
I
got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
So I formed Davis Law Group about 30 years ago, and I would get, the same questions from people about what to do in the case of an accident. Do you need a lawyer? To the point where I decided that I would at least write a book which would answer the common questions that I would receive as a lawyer. Once I wrote my first book, it proved to be hugely popular. I decided to write then a series of books in different accident cases so that we could really teach people about their rights, how to protect them, and how to decide on whether they need a lawyer and what lawyer to hire. I've found in my career that having a client that is educated and knowledgeable about their particular type of case really helps the client and also usually ends up making the case or the claim more successful. To get your free copy of any of my Washington accident books, visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Join in on the conversation by sending a text to 888-973-5476. That's 888-973-KIRO.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Safety comes first. When money is tight, don't neglect maintenance on your vehicle. Keep it safe. At Bucky's Complete Auto, we have you covered with no credit financing. For over 50 years, Bucky's has been servicing and repairing cars and trucks with modern-day technology and good old-fashioned customer service. There's a Bucky's just about everywhere for oil changes, wiper blades, brakes, tire rotation, tune-ups, and factory maintenance. No appointment necessary and financing is available. Check Bucky's.com for the location near you.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. KIRO Newsradio 97.3.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Heather Bosch. One person has been arrested for allegedly ramming a van into a crowd of thousands celebrating a soccer victory in Liverpool, England. CBS's Rami Inocencio.
The driver accelerated into the crowd, hit several people, then slowed down and then sped up again and then hit more people. They were knocked to the side or further in front of the van.
At least 17 people injured. In the U.S., a manhunt is underway after a former police chief convicted of rape and murder broke out of a prison where he's serving 80 years.
Grant Harden had been in a prison in Arkansas since 2017. He escaped around 3:40 p.m. Sunday, police say, wearing a makeshift outfit designed to mimic law enforcement. Harden was the former police chief for the city of Gateway, Arkansas, and pleaded guilty to murder and is also serving time for the rape of an elementary school teacher. Rand Champion is with the state's Department of Corrections.
We do feel very confident that he is fairly close to the prison here at Calico Rock. We've had a lot of tips and leads.
Matt Piper, CBS News.
In Louisiana, 5 inmates are still missing after a prison break there. This is a day to honor service members who died for our country. Vice President J.D. Vance at Arlington National Cemetery.
On this Memorial Day, let us remember that we have been given a great gift, often by people none of us ever met. Let us cherish that gift and make ourselves worthy of it.
CBS's Jared Hill has more.
Across the country, Americans marked the holiday with parades and flowers. In Kentucky, a field of poppies is a symbol of remembrance. Along New York's Hudson River, a ceremony at the Intrepid Museum, a transformed aircraft carrier, marked the sacrifice of the nation's military families.
The nation's remembering Korean veteran and longtime former New York Congressman Charles Rangel, who died at the age of 94.
He loved this country on every level. You know, as we fought various battles legislatively, I remember the very hard work he did.
Yvette Clarke is chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. Rangel was a founding member. For many Americans, Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial start to summer. This man made a beeline to the beach at Ocean City, New Jersey.
This is awesome. This is beautiful. This is exactly what you would expect to see on Memorial Day weekend down here in Ocean City. Just people everywhere, enjoying the beach, walking the boards, getting the pizza, ice cream, popcorn, all that good stuff.
To the beach, the mountains, or the barbecue, an estimated 45 million people are traveling this holiday weekend. That's 1.4 million more than last year. This is CBS News.
A word from Progressive Insurance. Life can be hard, so Progressive can make bundling your home and auto easy. Hope that helps. Learn more at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. A water main break has created a big hole in the middle of a busy Bellevue intersection. The road at Northeast 20th Street and 148th Avenue Northeast is now shut down as crews try to locate the break. Michaeline Fowler is with the city of Bellevue.
They are digging until they get to water and find the break. And then basically what they'll go in, they'll cut out whatever broke and replace it and then fill up the road again.
City hopes to have that intersection back open tomorrow, but there is still no official timeline for repairs. The Pierce County Sheriff says he will not enforce the state's newly passed gun permit law. Keith Swank calls that law politically motivated. It requires gun owners to obtain a permit and pass a live fire training course before buying a firearm. 16-year-old boy survived after being shot in the stomach at Seattle Stewart Park. Police say they found the boy near the park's amphitheater Saturday night around 10 o'clock. This was on the Upper Loop Road. So far, no arrests. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson says this comes just days after Mayor Bruce Harrell announced his new park safety initiative.
It means more patrols of rangers and police, gates and barriers to enforce hours, and security helping police close parks at the end of the night. That will happen at Seward, Magnuson, Cal Anderson, as well as Alki and Golden Gardens. Those two beaches also closing earlier at 10:30 in the evening.
A local church is hosting a rally tomorrow on the steps of Seattle City Hall, calling on Mayor Bruce Harrell to resign or apologize. This comes after police arrested 23 people at Cal Anderson Park on Saturday. That's when counter-protesters clashed with a religious rally. The mayor called it a far-right rally in the heart of the city's LGBTQ+ community. Pursuit Northwest Church says the mayor owes Christians in Washington state an apology for his bigoted remarks. The so-called May Day USA rally was hosted by On Fire Ministries, a Christian pro-life group. Now to your forecast, brought to you by Seattle Roofing. State Roofing, and Exteriors. For today, a mix of clouds and sunshine, but we are dry after some morning rainfall. And it looks like dry for the next couple of days. 73 for the high tomorrow, 85 and sunny on Wednesday. Right now, 64 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to our special Best of edition of the Jake and Spike Show.
It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. I can't believe how fast this show goes. People say it. There's a saying. I don't know what it is. There's a saying about it. Time is fast or
something flying. Some time flies when what? I know the end of this.
Oh, it's right there on the tip of my tongue. I can't come up with it. You guys know.
Time flies when you're boiling eggs. I think it is.
That's it.
Is that what it is?
That sounds right.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
By the way, Laura, people asked for my hollandaise recipe.
Yes,
are you going to give
did.
it to them?
I will give, of course.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of cooking is that others enjoy your cooking. It's an art that you can share. It's the kind of love I share.
Share your love, Spike.
Yeah.
Share that love.
And I'll write it up for you after the show. And
I think
You're going to mail it
it's
to
all
everyone?
up here.
Am I going to have to stand next to you with measuring cups, checking how much the actual amounts are?
It's not about measurements.
Is it by feel?
No, it's not about feel. It's about
Okay.
they're exacting measurements. I'll give you the 2 seconds worth. It's about the right tools. It's tools and timing.
Well, it's also ingredients. I mean, if you can have all the tools, if you don't have
I'm
the
not
eggs
putting
and the butter,
sardines in it or anything like
lemon,
that.
and you're out of luck.
No, it's having the right tools and knowing when to do what in the precise. And then I'll write it all out.
If you write it
it's
out,
pretty
I'll
involved.
get it posted on the Jake and Spike Facebook page,
There
and
we
then
go.
and then I don't have to text like
Have we already told
25
the
people
audience
back.
what we're talking about? It's your hollandaise. It's your
My
special
holidays.
hollandaise.
You asked me, you were very kind earlier to ask how Mother's Day went at the O'Neill home. I prepared eggs Benedict as I do on all holidays at my house. Yeah. And sometimes I serve up to 14, 16 people. And there's a key to that
2
as
eggs
well.
each?
2 eggs each.
Yikes.
Yes, toasted muffins, perfectly toasted muffins. Canadian bacon fried to
nothing less.
perfection.
Yeah.
To perfection. You can overdo it. A soggy muffin?
No good. No
Why
good.
are you bothering?
No, you do need a little
Open
bit
a
of
box of cornflakes.
crunch in there.
A soft, soggy muffin? Why are you doing that to people?
No, thank
people
you.
you supposedly love.
Yeah.
I'll write it up for you. We can post
Do you
it.
call it your holiday hollandaise?
I don't, but if you haven't trademarked that yet, I will. That's money in the bank.
So you're going to put the hollandaise on the Facebook?
Sure, I will, of course.
There you go.
I love
We've
you
done our
people.
job today,
You're
folks.
like family. I'll give my home address. Come over next holiday. I'll make it for you. All of you.
Good idea. Good idea.
Sure. What do I care?
Can we get to something besides your hollandaise?
Of course. No, we're out of time. Oh, dear.
Now that we have it'll be on Facebook. People can get it on Facebook.
we love
And I'm
you
going to get
folks.
that from you too, because I like hollandaise.
Good.
Here's a question for you. You're a pet owner, right?
Pet lover. Yes,
Pet lover.
I am. Yes, I am.
Pet lover. Laura, I know you have you're a cat person. You don't have dogs. Do you like dogs?
I'm fine with dogs,
But you prefer a cat.
but I prefer a cat. Yeah.
Cats are funny. I prefer a dog, but whatever. I'm okay with cats as well. I'm not an anti-cat person.
Not at all.
But I am more pro-dog. I don't have any right now. I just have a bunch of kids. But there's a story on mynorthwest.com. People can check it out right now, and I suggest they do. They should read it. I found this statistic wild. Tucker Research talked to 2,000 cat and dog owners. January of this year, January 2025. Guess what percentage surveyed said that they would cut their own life short in order to stretch out their pet's life?
They would what?
They would cut their own time span, their own life. They would cut it down. They would live fewer days on this planet so that their pet might live a few extra days.
Wow.
That's a pet lover right there. That's, in my opinion, I don't want to be rude. I'd say it's a little much.
Oh, man.
I don't like using those harsh words.
No, I hear you. Much. It's a 4-letter word.
That's a little
You're
much.
throwing around there, buddy. I got to tell you, as somebody who we lost a pet that was, I was gutted. I was devastated.
Sure.
I was absolutely broken when we lost this. This was the perfect pup.
I was a dog.
Yeah. Perfect.
If you're going to say
She was-
cat, I go,
No, she was.
But you lost a dog. No, I'm just kidding, Laura. Cats are great.
Dogs are the. Again, I got nothing against cats, but dogs will give you unconditional love and companionship, and dogs are perfect. Dogs are healers.
They're perfect.
Dogs are gifts.
Literally,
from
they're
on
healers.
high.
They're adorable.
But they spell it wrong.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They mean like they heal.
Yep.
But I mean they heal the soul.
They do heal the soul.
They do. The dog saved my wife's life. I swear to you.
Really?
When my and I'm speaking figuratively, of course, but not that she dragged my wife from a snowbank with a barrel of brandy around her throat, which some dogs do.
That'd be cool.
No, when my father-in-law passed and my wife had lost her dad.
Oh, she was just very sick. She just needed comfort.
This dog that we got, this pup, I swear, brought her back. Brought my wife back. So would I trade some of the end of my life for more time with the dog?
Don't say it.
I think I would.
You would?
Why would I? By the way, the last few days of your life, unless you're doing it great. I mean, I've heard, it's been said that the end of your life is not the greatest time of your life.
I've never heard that.
No?
No.
Okay,
I heard that it's great up until the last moment.
Your last breath.
Yeah.
You're smiling and laughing with your last breath.
You just don't know. None of us know how many days we have on this planet.
But you know that the time with a beloved pet is treasured. And getting some more of that? I mean, what kind of equation are we talking about?
That's the question. We need more context. Are you talking about a week of your life at like the apex of your health when you're living with your family and your kids are young? You're not going to give a week of that life away.
No, but
if we're talking about like when you're sick and you're old
and diaper days, right?
I could see an argument that if you're talking about your end of the days, and again, this is all like It's just a fanciful question. This is not reality.
No,
you
no,
can't
no,
actually trade your life. This is not a Twilight Zone episode where this might be something that can happen.
Write this down. This is a great movie plot.
Well, I've already seen it in Twilight Zone. Not for animals.
Okay.
But
okay.
There was a rich tycoon, and he was buying youth from people. He'd say, "Hey, just give me a little piece of your youth," and then but he wouldn't tell them. Twilight Zone had a lot of great premises.
Seriously,
such a great show. Rod Sterling, genius. 56% of people, according to the survey, out of 2,000 people who were interviewed and surveyed, said that they would willingly shorten their own lifespan to guarantee that their pet lived longer beside them. That's how deep that bond is. You say you would. You just said you would.
I think I would. Yeah, I would have to consider that. I would. I mean, are we talking about, you give up, like you meet your dog in the middle? Say you were going to live 50 more years and your pet was going to die in 3.
So you're going to get, how much?
You both last for 28 more years?
You'd give up 22 years of life?
I'm asking to have 23 more years with my dog.
Dog years or human years?
Human years. We're dealing in human years, of course, yeah.
But your dog's not going to live that long.
That's what I'm saying.
Even a magical dog.
We're talking about magic here, right?
Well, if we're talking about magic.
If you're both were going to live to 75, you and your pet.
Is this a genie situation?
Sure.
Is this like you rub a lamp and the genie says, what do you want?
Yeah.
So I'd like to live a couple extra years with my pup.
Mm-hmm.
That's silly. I'd just say, if your genie's magic, I'd say make the dog live forever.
Larry, look at you.
I wouldn't sacrifice any of my life.
You always take that next step of thinking. You do.
You got to think ahead.
Yeah.
These genies are trying to trick you all the time. Laura, what would you give up more of your life? You love your cat.
Oh,
love
so
your
much.
Cat.
I can make myself cry on command just thinking about the fact that someday she'll die.
You're close right now. I can hear
literally,
your voice.
yeah.
How long has your cat been with us?
She's 4 years old.
How long is that in cat years? This is 4 years, I guess.
When she's 7, she'll be geriatric.
No.
Yeah.
How fast do cats age? I don't know this. Nobody's ever asked. I've never asked this about a cat before.
A cat can live, I think typical is 15 years. They can live up to 20.
20?
Yeah.
Is that like a Siamese cat or something like those, like really well, like just purebred?
They make little bonsai trees at the end of their life.
Just peaceful.
Yeah.
Snipping away.
Very docile.
What'll get a cat is kidney disease. So if you can avoid kidney disease, they'll live up to 20. But kidney disease,
luck.
yeah.
Good luck avoiding kidney disease with a cat.
Truly, most cats get kidney disease.
Really?
Why?
Yeah.
Is diet?
Yeah.
Fish?
Dry food, not enough water.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how much of your life, if any, would you be willing to, because Spike has already said he'd give up 28 years of his life, or 22 years of his life.
Yeah.
For his dog.
And so am I guaranteeing that she lives the maximum amount of time she could live? Or do I get to live with her until, is she around until I die?
That's what
I would love
saying.
to die first.
That's what I was saying. If you can have that pet until the day you die, that beloved pet until the day you die.
And then what? And then you just toss her in there with you?
Yeah, you go together.
Because it doesn't matter at that point?
Right, you're both gone.
It's not valuing the cat's life very much. It's kind of selfish, don't you think?
Together.
Lower me down with her sitting on my chest like she always does.
Egyptians
That's my
did
dream.
that anyway.
Egyptians did do
right?
that.
Yeah. And their slaves.
Yeah,
They're
throw some
horrible
gold
people.
necklaces in there too. Why not?
So you would willingly give up, just like this magazine says, you'd willingly give up years of your life. Not years. You want to give up years. What would you give up? A week?
I would
a
give
month?
up a year if I knew she would live to 20.
Shut it.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
Like if I could guarantee
No, Laura, take it back. Take it
Why
back.
would I take that back?
Take it back. Somebody's
What's-
going to offer you that deal, and I don't want to be
the
responsible
devil?
for that.
I'll
I don't
shake
know.
on it right now.
John Curley's
not.
listening out there right now.
Laura?
He's got that kind of power.
Do not make a deal with the devil for an extra year in your
What's
cat's
the
life.
difference between 87 and 88?
That's what I'm saying.
That might be the
Diaper
best
days.
year of your life. What if that's the year you
88 's
finally
the
meet
best
your
year
husband?
of my life.
Yeah. A strapping 22-year-old pool boy at the cabana shows up.
And
That's when you finally find true love. But
so
you've
crazy.
wasted
I'm giving him my whole will now.
You've wasted it on this cat.
I think you're actually saving my family's inheritance, and I get to live with my cat.
Don't give your life away for this cat, Laura. I beg you. Don't do it. Even though we're talking about a genie situation here, don't do
Here's
it.
the thing, though. You see all these stories, and we saw one just a few weeks ago about people who will jump into raging rivers to try to rescue their dogs. It's just in that moment.
There's a different thing that's happening there because you have a legitimate chance of saving your animal. It's dangerous. You shouldn't be doing that.
Sure.
You're risking your life. But I can understand why somebody would do that. Trading years of your life for your animal. Again, this is all just...
Yeah, it's all fanciful speculation. Yeah, but...
I'm upset about it.
If I could, I would. I don't know what to tell you.
How much we love our pets, how unconditional our pets love us.
Here's another one. Do you trust your pet more than your romantic partners? 53% of people surveyed say that they trust their pet over their romantic partner.
Only 53%?
53%.
I say again, only 53%?
And what does it trust mean? Like with a checkbook or like what? I don't understand what trust
Little
is there.
paw prints.
With leaving your steak unattended on the table.
Well,
I trust my dog more than I trust truly unpleasant Mrs. O'Neill.
No.
She would jump onto my plate. She would eat the best part of my... If I go to the restroom at a restaurant, I'll come back, my wife is eating the best part of my dinner.
They also say 38% trust their pets and its instincts more than their own. More than their own.
Ooh.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. They say dogs are great judge of character, right? If my dog doesn't like you, I shouldn't like you.
They can also sniff out when somebody's going to have a stroke.
Right?
I've seen it. I've seen a video of somebody doing a workout, and the dog runs up to him and says, hey,
take it easy.
Take it easy.
That's a lot of stairs for a guy your age, right?
You're going to have a stroke. Clearly look like you got type 2 diabetes.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't walk up those stairs.
Well, they're right there down at your ankles. They know. They see
know.
the signs.
They can see it. They say there's some swelling happening down there.
Look at the face on that dog in the story, though. How could you not want to spend more time with that pup? Look at that pup.
I wouldn't trade any time for any dog. Pets cause their owner. Here's another thing. You guys tell me if you guys think this is true. Your pet has saved your life. Your pet has saved your life. You just said a second ago that your wife.
Yeah, I truly believe that, man, with all my heart.
Pets cause their owner to smile on average 11 times a day and laugh 9 times a day. You guys find that to be true?
I know that to be true. I know that to be true.
Laura, do you find that to be true with your cat? Smile not 11 times a day or laugh 9 times a day. You're just in your apartment
like on average?
by yourself.
By myself.
Cracking up with your cat.
Honestly, we play hide and seek, which is really fun.
That's TMI.
Oh, that's TMI.
We're still trying to find you a husband, Laura.
Serious about to say.
Can't tell people that.
Bring back that story about dating apps at work, would you? That's great, thanks.
We play hide and seek. You really?
Yeah, she loves to like jump out and try to scare me.
That's fun, I guess.
It's cute. Yeah, it makes me giggle. It's fun.
I had a dog once, real depressive type. He didn't make me laugh. He was just, his outlook on the world was...
Your dog's?
Awful. Awful outlook. He was a real victim mentality. It's horrible. He passed away, and I was glad of it because he was bringing us down. Depressed me.
Dude, you don't. Come on. Come on, man.
He died of old age. You know, he was a real Eeyore type.
Yeah.
We named him Eeyore.
Oh, my God.
Originally, his name was Kevin, which is like a nice name for a dog.
That's a great
Kevin. It's like a little puppy.
Yeah.
And then we figured out he was just like depressed all the time.
A harbinger of doom.
Didn't ever want to go outside, slothful, lazy, ate up all the food, never wanted to exercise.
This was the younger brother we're talking about?
No. This was Kevin. And we finally named him Eeyore. We said we just don't want to waste.
Yeah. We've never had a bad dog.
Really?
Yeah, we've been really lucky. We've never had a bad
Eeyore,
dog.
bad dog. He was a bad dog. I told him so. It's the last words I said to him. I said, Eeyore, you're a bad boy.
Bad dog.
Bad dog. No, I didn't say any of this stuff. I'm just kidding. We didn't have a dog named Eeyore.
I know you didn't.
I did have a dog we had to get rid of once. His name was Calvin.
Okay.
We adopted him, and he was part yellow lab, half horse, and he was massive, huge dog. And he got out, and he started killing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was a hunter.
Yeah, that's dogs are. Yeah,
dogs are hunters.
Yeah.
And he had a great attitude,
especially with the breed. Yeah.
We loved him. And he would hunt crazy stuff. Like one time, he's just going nuts, and he's like on the ground, on the grass. He's just going nuts, and he's like sniffing on the ground, like hopping.
Yeah.
And he runs ahead like 10 feet, and he starts digging a hole, and he just stares down in the hole. You'd think I'm making the story up, and I'm not. His name is Calvin. He's such a good boy. And he's staring down in the hole, and this tiny little, is it a vole? Is that the thing I'm thinking of? Like, it's not a mole, but it's got like a little pointy nose.
Yeah.
Pops out the hole. He was burrowing under the ground, and my dog went, grabbed him.
Pulled him up?
Pulled him up.
Wow.
He slept on a chaise lounge in the garage. We had a heat lamp out there. He was an outdoor dog, obviously. We come out there all the time, and he had a real killer instinct, like no joke. Just like some dogs have it.
They're born hunters. You bet.
Born hunters. We would find snakes, squirrels, dead. They're all dead.
Sure.
Yeah, they're not crawling around the house or anything. Dead snakes, dead squirrels. I saw him snap a bird midair.
Wow.
Flying low over the ground.
Yeah. I've seen video of stuff like that.
And then finally, the thing that broke the camel's back, not an actual camel, but he had to go, the neighbor had a bunch of pet rabbits.
Oh,
I shouldn't even say this.
No. I've heard
statute of limitations.
Yeah.
But the neighbor had my neighbor had some, my parents' neighbor had some daughters, and they had some baby bunnies. Not babies, full grown.
Yeah.
Nasty rabbits. He went in there and he killed one. He brought it back to the house. And we
wore it as a hat.
Where's it? Skinned it. Where's it?
Trophy.
Yeah, no, but my parents were like, we got to get rid of this guy. So we got rid of the evidence.
The bunny, not Calvin.
No, we got rid of Calvin. Yeah. My dad took him and he moved to a farm.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, yeah.
I was depressed as a kid, but then we would get letters. They would tell us about how he's doing on the farm.
That's lovely.
It was really
Your
nice.
folks would send letters from Calvin.
It was really sweet. No, my folks didn't send it. The farmer sent it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But they got rid of Calvin. He was a sweet puppy. We miss him. All right. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Honoring the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice. This Memorial Day, while celebrating with friends and loved ones, take a few moments to remember and reflect that we remain the home of the free because of the brave. Reverently celebrating Memorial Day with you, we are KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. Our Go the Extra Mile service means more hustle, less hassle. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included with every tire we sell. We're talking more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's why you get more from less. Book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Guys, thinking about testosterone replacement therapy? Revive Men's Health can help you get started if you're ready to book your free T-check. Visit revivemenshealth.com. That's Revive, R-E-V-I-B-E, menshealth.com.
So I formed Davis Law Group about 30 years ago, and I would get, the same questions from people about what to do in the case of an accident. Do you need a lawyer? To the point where I decided that I would at least write a book which would answer the common questions that I would receive as a lawyer. Once I wrote my first book, it proved to be hugely popular. I decided to write then a series of books in different accident cases so that we could really teach people about their rights, how to protect them, and how to decide on whether they need a lawyer and what lawyer to hire. I've found in my career that having a client that is educated and knowledgeable about their particular type of case really helps the client and also usually ends up making the case or the claim more successful. To get your free copy of any of my Washington accident books, visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Parango and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Sharp Vision, Modern LASIK and Lens. About 2 months ago, I finally given up to the fact that I wasn't as young as I used to be and my eyeballs were not as young as they used to be. It didn't work as well as to be. I always had perfect vision in my life, but I noticed deterioration. So I went to the folks at Sharp Vision, Modern LASIK and Lens, had a full eye exam. They do amazing work. And it was determined that by their very excellent staff, I had the beginnings of cataract. And I was a perfect candidate for refractive lens exchange, RLE surgery. Now, the folks at Sharp Vision, Modern LASIK and Lens have done over 80,000 successful lens replacements replacement surgeries. So I was in great hands. My care team from start to finish put me at ease, answered all my questions. The procedure was easy. I was in and out in less than an hour. And within a couple of weeks, my recovery was complete. I've got 20/10 vision. Colors are brighter, more focused. I'll never need readers again, and I will never develop a cataract. They are the future of vision over 45. Give the folks at Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens a call, 425-451-2020. That's 425-451-2020, or online at sharp-vision.com, sharp with an e-vision.com, official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training, and skills are backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. So whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new cooling system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Schedule an appointment today. For a dealer near you, visit BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
There are 5 things money can do for you: growth, liquidity, cash flow, protection, and tax advantages. Don't miss an opportunity because your current retirement plan only focuses on 2 or 3 of them. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Say hello to summer and savings with your very own saltwater hot spring spa from Olympic Hot Tub. Through May 26th, get special pricing and interest-free financing till 2030. More at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. British police now say they've arrested a 53-year-old man who plowed his minivan into a crowd of Liverpool soccer fans. They were celebrating their team's Premier League championship today. CBS's Ramy Inocencio reports.
This kicked off at about 6 p.m. local time. A gray passenger van drove onto an iconic street that was crowded with people. This street is known as Water Street and is in the heart of Liverpool's city center. The driver accelerated into the crowd, hit several people, then slowed down and then sped up again and then hit more people. They were knocked to the side or further in front of the van.
No word yet on how many people were injured or what led up to the incidents. Here in the U.S., Americans are spending Memorial Day remembering our fallen heroes. The Intrepid Museum in New York City there holding its annual ceremony honoring those who gave the ultimate sacrifice at Arlington National Cemetery.
Honor, guard.
President Trump took part in the traditional wreath-laying ceremony at the tomb of the unknown soldier. More from CBS's Jared Hill.
He took a moment of silent reflection before addressing the nation's Gold Star families.
For the families of the fallen, you feel the absence of your heroes every day.
Nearly a quarter century since the September 11th attacks, Vice President J.D. Vance said U.S. leaders must be cautious in sending troops to war.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he is hoping to make an announcement soon regarding hostages held in Gaza. This after Hamas claimed it had accepted a ceasefire proposal from mediators. The BBC's Fiona MacDonald has more on the back and forth.
U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff has rejected a claim by Hamas that it has accepted an American plan for a truce in Gaza. He denied the United States had backed any such proposal, which reportedly involved a 60-day ceasefire and the release of 10 hostages.
Checking your forecast now, it is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A mix of clouds and some sunshine today on the more mild side this afternoon. Highs in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, low 70s, mid-80s on Wednesday. Right now, we have 64 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. Our time grows short, but don't worry. It's going to be very, very, very meaningful. We have a lot of stuff to get to. Spike, you went to the University of Maryland? That's
I
where
did
you graduated from?
Yep. Go Terps.
What's the mascot?
Terrapin. It's a turtle.
It's a turtle?
Yeah, just Toto. Yep,
turtle.
A turtle. Yeah, a turtle. A turtle, box turtle indigenous to the Chesapeake Bay.
Okay.
There's relevance.
I guess that's cool.
A turtle and a bearded dragon walk into a bar in Maryland.
And the guy behind the bar is a frog.
A frog.
Of all things.
But he loves the ladies.
Am I right about that?
Laura, what was your college mascot?
Tiger.
A tiger. That's a cool college
Pretty
mascot.
good.
And you went to UH, right?
I went to University of Hawaii. Ours was the Rainbow Warrior.
Yeah.
I believe I think they generally just call themselves the Warriors.
I thought they got changed to the Rainbows.
Really?
Yeah, for a cultural appropriation point, yeah.
But that wouldn't apply in Hawaii.
I'm just saying.
You're joking. They really got changed to the Rainbows?
I will double check this real quick. I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah, double check.
That is what the last segment can be used for, is to correct mistakes we make during the show. Like fathering a kid and leaving him behind for 42 years. That's a mistake.
Which you might have done.
Mistake I'd like to correct.
My college mascot might be refracted light. I'll find out.
I think I read warrior, not rainbow.
The use of rainbows stems from a rainbow appearing over the field during an upset win over Oregon State in 1923. Warriors is just a nickname added in the late 60s.
So what's my mascot?
The rainbows.
The rainbows?
Or the bows, if you want to be fun with it. The
Have they dropped
All right, let's move on. And we're moving on.
No, let's not. I love this.
Spike, here's the person giving the commencement speech at your former college. Probably actually right now, if I'm guessing, because you guys are 3 hours ahead of us. Mm-hmm. I bet you it starts at 5:30. Is it today?
It's today.
It's today. Okay. I'm going to play you a little bit of this audio, and I want you to see if you can pick out who this guest speaker is. You ready?
Yes.
It's tough. Laura, you ready? You're going to guess too. And the audience, I want you guys to guess too.
As if I didn't pull this audio.
Oh, you pulled the audio. Okay.
I did.
Then just pretend like you don't know.
I'm kind of taking this seriously as a singing, dancing frog can take anything.
Yes, it's a commencement at the University of Maryland featuring Kermit the Frog.
Oh, I guess they say the name. I haven't listened to these guys yet.
That's
guess.
on me.
Take a guess, Spike.
Let's bet.
Let's take a bet.
Let me say something. I would right now very glad they said Kermit the Frog, because that voice,
I wouldn't have known.
I wouldn't have known.
I haven't heard it yet. I'm just hearing this with you for the first time. So this is the guy who now does Kermit the Frog. Obviously, Jim Henson passed away. Rest in peace. And then his son, was it Brian Henson? Was he the guy who did it?
I thought so, but I think that was urban legend. I did some research into this because I kind of knew who this was.
Jim Henson's son never did the voice?
I think he did. He did, but there was an official guy that Jim Henson stopped doing the voice in 1990, and a different gentleman did the voice for a long time, and now he just retired, and there's a new voice of Kermit the Frog.
Is Brian Henson even a real person? Did I just come up with that name on the fly?
No, he's a real person.
Is that Jim's son?
Yeah, I believe.
Who then ran the Kermit studio or whatever the studio's called? Listen to this voice.
Featuring Kermit the Frog. What is your advice going to be to these students who are now stepping out into the real world?
Yeah, well, lots of stuff, Taking the leap into opportunity and making connections in our world today. I mean, those are just a few of the things that I have learned.
This is not Kermit.
Well, yeah, that's this guy's been doing it, and that's how out of touch I am, and I feel kind of guilty.
This sounds like Kermit's brother. Right?
Who was an elected frog, who's bitter.
Yeah, well, absolutely. This could totally be, this could be Kevin the Frog.
This is a guy named Matt Vogel, who's been doing this since 2017. This guy's been doing Kermit for 8 years.
No, he can't. He doesn't sound like Kermit. This sounds like Matt Vogel or Kevin the Frog.
Yeah.
Spike, you do a better Kermit than this, don't you?
It's impossible to say where the University of Maryland happens, right?
Why?
As you go into the brave world, remember, it's a swamp out there. I mean, it's
way better.
It's not hard to do Kermit. It's not that easy finding jobs.
Sing It's Not Easy to Be Green.
Having to spend each day the color of the leaves. I mean,
this is better. Laura, don't you think he's better?
Yeah. To be fair, it's a low bar.
Thank you. For Matt Vogel, but give me some Jim Henson.
Oh, yeah.
In my own journey to follow in my dreams, no, I don't think we are ever really all grown up.
I don't like that. Here's Jim Henson, the original Kermit the Frog. I'm going to compare him to you, Spike. Let's see how he sounds.
And here's my old friend Kermit.
It's Johnny Carson. Just the best of the
He
best.
did the best Johnny Carson. Kermit does the best Johnny Carson impression.
This is actually Johnny Carson.
There. Hi. Hello, Kermit.
Hello out there. Yeah, it's nice to be here. Right.
How's your love life?
What? How's my love life?
How's your love life?
Listen, I work on Sesame Street. You don't ask a frog questions like that.
So he's a
I
kid
laid 300 eggs last night. How'd you do?
Male frogs don't lay eggs, do they?
I'm spitballing here.
In Jurassic Park, they can actually make up DNA sequences,
frog
though.
DNA,
Frog
because frogs can change their gender.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Here's the
they call them transphibians. Boom.
Is that really?
No.
Oh, I would have believed it. Here's Kermit the Frog singing his famous song. Spike, why don't you sing along with him? We'll see if you can just blend into one voice.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
You got to instrumental
And
this.
what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing.
It's one of the most beautiful songs ever written.
Do you think someday you'll sing this to your son? Your long lost son?
I will sing this to him. You bet.
When he gets off the plane to come and visit you from Baltimore,
Wait and see.
You stand there at the edge of the...
Someday we'll find it. The boardwalk connection. The lovers, your mother and me.
He's gonna turn right around and get back on the plane.
No, come back. I need it, really. I love you. Have a big hug. I brought flies. Morning star.
He's dreaming his whole life of meeting a dad.
And I got a puppet on my hand.
How you doing there, big fella? Never giving your old man a hug.
It's the most dad move you can do.
Well, really, I've been working on this speech for about 42 years of trying to figure out where's my boy been. Has he been out there in the world without a dad? What a horrible thing to do. Someday you'll find him, your bastard connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Oh, I'm doing this. I'm writing this song, The Bastard Connection.
This poor guy. Oh, my gosh.
I feel worse for the students at the University of Maryland. And I got to tell you, man, all due respect, but Matt Vogel.
You absolutely pulled plug, buddy.
He's horrible. He's a horrible Kermit.
No, it's.
And what are you trying?
Hey, I'll try to make it my own. I don't have anybody with a hand on my backside anymore. It's really, the independent movement was impossible to.
You've got, all joking aside, when you do meet your long lost son, I will pay you a lot of money if the first thing you say to him is a Kermit impression.
How about a hug for your old man there, little feller? You're kind of big there for a 42-year-old baby.
That's brutal.
Ask him to sit on your lap.
Come on, your old man's lap here. Oh, you're a big fella.
Oh, my gosh. Ridiculous. All right. Oh, we've actually got stuff to get to, believe it or not. We got one more segment. We got a whole nother segment. Real stuff.
News content, you're saying?
Real stuff. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Honoring the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice. This Memorial Day, while celebrating with friends and loved ones, take a few moments to remember and reflect that we remain the home of the free because of the brave. Reverently celebrating Memorial Day with you, we are KIRO Newsradio. 97.3 FM.
Celebrate 50 seasons of Seahawks football at Lumen Field and take your game day to the next level with premium hospitality and incredible views. Host a one-of-a-kind event in a private game day suite or get front row access with sideline and end zone field seats. For more on how to elevate your game day at Lumen Field, visit Seahawks.com/premium.
When I was in the market for a new car, I wanted to buy from a dealership that had the best selection and value, outstanding customer service, and a sterling reputation. That is exactly what I found at Carter Subaru. Hi, this is Ursula Royteen. Over the years, our family has purchased 2 Outbacks from Carter Subaru, and we plan to be customers again in the future. With over 200 new vehicles in stock, they've got what you're looking for today, including the 2025 Outback with 1.9% financing for 48 months on approved credit. And right now, you can also get the 2024 Crosstrek with 2.9% APR for 48 months OAC. As a family-owned business, they take great pride in making car buying a hassle-free experience. Shop with the Carter Subaru Advantage and enjoy valet parking at their Ballard dealership and at-home delivery across all their locations. Visit Carter Subaru Shoreline or Carter Subaru Ballard today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Kids are full of energy, but keeping them active in their teen years can be a challenge. Aim for an hour of physical activity every day. If they like sports, that's a great place to start. Keep the focus on fun, not winning, and encourage your child to do a variety of activities. If your child isn't meeting that 60-minute goal, gradually increase their activity in ways they enjoy. For more, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
Hartley Wilcox here from Wilcox Family Farms. It's been fun meeting people at our recent egg demo events. I'm often asked, what do the hens eat? Well, Wilcox hens eat natural grains, seeds, and grass. They forage for worms and bugs, and their diet is free from pesticides and fertilizers. For fresh local eggs, look for Wilcox eggs at Safeway, Town & Country Markets, or Amazon Fresh. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
At the Boy Scouts of America, our oath remains. A Scout pledges to be kind, helpful, and brave. We're committed to providing a safe and welcoming environment where Scouts can establish the foundations of character that will last a lifetime. Our approach ensures the Boy Scouts of America is building the youth of today into the leaders we'll turn to tomorrow. The Boy Scouts of America. Building character is in our nature. Visit scouting.org to learn more about Scouting.
Hey, it's Lori from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Think insulation is only for the winter? Think again. Upgrading attic insulation is a popular and cost-effective way to make your home more energy efficient. It's your secret weapon for staying cool in the summer, slashing utility bills, and boosting your home's air quality while keeping mold at bay. Need an attic overhaul or thinking about new insulation? Look no further. Guardian has your back. Call now and save $299 off attic ceiling and insulation, or visit us at guardianroofing.com.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, summer is our season, and we're kicking it off with a free 12-ounce Sunrise Sunset Smoothie for National Flip Flop Day on May 28th from 2 to 7 p.m. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
At Kia of Everett, we make the process of buying your new Kia as exciting as driving it home. The best drive you'll ever take is to Kia of Everett. Simple, easy, fun.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best with your free consultation. You'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Welcome back to the show. I just found out on the YouTube live feed that people think that I hold, Jessica thinks that I hold my coffee mug, strangely, which I don't understand. So it feels like a completely normal way to hold it. But I will admit that the cup maybe looks a little bit small. Maybe that's it. Just my fat hands. That could be a problem, too.
I don't think that's...
I don't know.
You're holding the cup just fine. Everyone's got their own take on life.
Listen, if she has a better way to hold a cup, you let me know, because I hold a lot of coffee, and I would love your advice, Jessica. All right, we have a lot of stuff to get to. This is great news for anybody who would love more hair. UCLA scientists. This is unbelievable news. This is going to change the world. I feel like, when was it? When did the fat drug come out? When was that? Just recently. The Wegovy.
The Ozempic.
The Ozempic and Wegovy.
Probably 3 years ago, probably.
3 years ago. This is another one. I mean, they're coming in. Miracle through science. Baldness might soon be a thing of the past. Just think about that. Everybody who had to go through life bald might soon just be able to put some stuff on their hair.
Grow your hair.
And
wake up a sleepy follicle.
UCLA scientists found a molecule, PP405. PP405, not a joke. That's the real name, PP405, that wakes up sleeping hair follicles. Because I guess that's what happened. Your hair follicles...
they fall asleep?
They kind of fall asleep.
They're still there? They don't
dormant? Wither up and die. They become dormant.
Okay.
They just sleep. And so they said, hey, what if we could figure out a way to get in there, send them a little message through some protein or whatever to figure out, like, whatever protein is being blocked so that hair follicle doesn't do its job.
Okay.
What if we could turn that back on? What if we could unblock that protein and we could turn it back on? Then you have luxurious, Rapunzel-esque hair just growing out of your head at all hours. So they did this. They came up with this thing, and this company, this is UCLA, this is SciTech Daily was reporting on this, UCLA study, and they have successfully, it's not FDA approved yet, so Lord knows what else you're going to grow when you put this stuff on you. They don't know yet, and that's the testing phase. That's going to be where they have to figure it out. It's going to take years. But they're going to, you can rub a thing on your head and then you have hair. It really grows back. Within a week, you start growing actual hair on your head.
That would be great, because there are so many people that have so many remedies, and I understand that there are professional services. We mentioned them here on the radio station that work with regard to implants and what things that's human hair growing.
Yeah, there's a way to supplement if you have missing hair.
But my real take from this story, it'd be nice if we could eliminate baldness. I myself will never suffer. I'm knock wood. I've got the genes of a hairy people, which is great.
Spike, I can confidently say you're a hairy person.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You have a lot of hair on you.
I do. It's all over the place.
Poking out of your head and your face.
From gravity, as a point in time where hair just gets, it's the sleeping follicle theory.
Yep.
It gets too tired to go up, so it goes out.
So it goes out?
Eyebrows, ears, nostrils. It goes everywhere.
Boy, I'm fighting your hair all the time.
Here's what I'm loving about this story. FDA seeks to approve this, right? Who funds the FDA? You do, Jake.
Yeah.
Laura does. I do. Our federal tax dollars fund the FDA.
Actually, you know who funds it?
Who?
You know who funds a huge portion of it?
Who?
Drug companies.
Okay.
Did you know that? Did you know that?
Funds
Funding
the Food and Drug Administration?
Yes.
Interesting. To get these various things approved.
Yes.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing?
That's
scary.
It's a little scary.
It is scary.
Okay. And then research at UCLA. Funded probably in large part from grants from the federal government for research, medical research, scientific research.
They raise money too. The team
there are collaborations, there are private donations, there are endowments from universities, but there's also federal funding.
Sometimes.
And that's been vilified of late.
I don't know.
Not to go down that alley, but I like when our tax dollars, your tax dollars, my tax dollars, can go toward curing diseases.
I don't know
baldness.
I don't know that the FDA. I don't know that any money has come from the FDA for this one. I don't know. I don't know.
No, I don't know that either. But
Okay.
I don't know that the UCLA scientists were working from a federal research grant. They may have been.
I'm betting they're not.
Well, I'll look into it and let you know.
We should find out. But I'm betting.
I do know that federal money helped develop Viagra.
Do you know how Viagra was discovered?
It was for something else.
It was for some. It was blood. All these old guys. This is a real thing. You can look this up. But all these old guys. It was a blood pressure medication.
Right.
Just like Wegovy and all those things. It was diabetes medication.
That's right. Yeah.
People started losing a bunch of weight. But all these old guys were coming in for their blood pressure meds, and
they were all smiling.
They were all happy as
Right?
clams.
What's up with you guys?
Yeah. And
funny you should ask me. Said.
Well, no, they all kept asking. They said, "Hey, can I get more of these all
blood
these drugs?"
pressure
And
meds,
they said, "Why do you want them?" And then they would tell them this side effect.
Right.
It was a big impact.
It was a happy ending. Right.
I don't think there's any better way to end the show.
Right, there you go.
Right there.
Right there.
John Curley is coming up next. You're going to want to listen to that. It's going to be a ton of fun. Thank you for listening to us. We really do appreciate it. We hope that you left feeling good today with a smile on your face. For Spike's last story, especially. We have a lot more coming up. This is a big week. A lot of fun stuff we're looking forward to this week. So come back, hang out with us. But for today, we got to go. Bye-bye.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Memorial Day weekend is a time to honor and remember those who serve for the United States Armed Forces. This holiday weekend is also the unofficial start to summer and brings people outside for boating, barbecues, and get-togethers. My friend Jonathan from DUI Heroes says DUI arrests increase around this weekend, so be safe. If you or someone you know is pulled over for DUI around the holiday weekend, contact DUI Heroes immediately. Your DUI defense specialist, 1-800-DUI-HERO, DUIHeroes.com.
My wife and I have been married for over 15 years, and I've never had any complaints about my performance in the bedroom. But after I turned 40, things started feeling different. I was gaining weight, losing muscle, and I just wasn't interested in sex anymore. My wife told me her friend's husband went through the same thing, and it turns out he had low testosterone. So we booked a free T-check at Revive Health, and that's when I learned that my testosterone levels were low too. We worked with a provider to create a custom treatment plan, and today, my wife and I are having more fun than we did on our honeymoon. My only regret is not reaching out sooner.
If you're ready to book your free T-check, visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com or call 206-529-1111. Again, that's 206-529-1111.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Discover one of the new inventions in home comfort with mini split systems from Home Comfort Alliance. Enjoy efficient heating and cooling, saving energy and reducing utility bills. Call now for a free consultation and get 18 months same as cash financing. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
Honoring the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice this Memorial Day. While celebrating with friends and loved ones, take a few moments to remember and reflect. that we remain the home of the free because of the brave. Reverently celebrating Memorial Day with you. We are KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
An Australian hiker travels to the American West to walk a wilderness trail.
Wasn't afraid to be out on his own.
But Eric Robinson vanished in the high Uinta Mountains.
I remember thinking, Eric, what were you thinking, mate?
I'm Dave Cawley. Join me on my podcast, Uinta Triangle, where I travel the world to answer the question, what happened to Eric Robinson? Follow Uinta Triangle. That's UINTA Triangle on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near